64 Alpha at Tango. Cross runway 27 right, join Lima on the ground point 75.
Ground out to 64 Alpha.
Intersect 715 at Tango. At the right here, cross runway 27 right, join Lima. Where are you parking tonight?
Go and cross 27 right, we're going to Fox 9.
Fox 9, thanks. Intersect 715. Join Mike on the other side, and then on Mike, kind of ground on point 75.
Okay, on the other side, start going on Mike and contact ground. That's number 5.
Delta 549, kind of departure. Good night.
Going to departure, Delta 549. Good night.
Delta 1663 at Bravo 2, cross runway 26 left, taxi straight to ramp 2. Good night.
6 left, straight to ramp 2, Delta 1663.
Delta 986 at Lab Tower, runway 26 left, line up and wait, traffic is downfield.
Alright, 26 left, line up and wait, Delta 986.
2191. That's runway 392, Atlanta Tower, good evening, runway 27 right, line up and wait.
27 right, left Charlie, line up and wait, Delta 2392.
Delta 986, RNAV impasse, runway 26 left, clear for takeoff.
RNF pass, runway 26 left, clear for takeoff, Delta 986.
Delta 1128, Atlanta Tower, runway 26 left, line up and wait.
Delta 1128, 26 left, line up
It's like the view is slowing down as we get closer.
Delta 2392, on up to Swan, runway 27 right, clear to takeoff.
Alright, so anyway, we are gonna do a little flight, see how it goes. I have no idea how the visibility is gonna work out. It's kinda, in real time, it's let's see, probably about at least 10 o'clock, if not, or maybe 9 o'clock, where we're flying. In the evening or at night. So some of the areas might be dropping in visibility. And we are using X-Enviro, so depending on what that weather is calling for, we'll find out soon enough. But if the visibility holds, we should see some pretty nice scenery. And we'll see how this goes. So we're located, I believe it's called Hickory. Hickory Regional. This is our potential path. How far we'll actually make it, I don't know.
889, RNAV, football, clear for takeoff, 27 right. Bravo 2 and cross 26 left into the ramp, Delta 1916, good night.
So I flew out this way recently and landed at Wilkesboro, or Wilkes County, but I couldn't find a 3D airport for it, so I decided to launch out of Hickory, which had a 3D airport. So it's sort of like where I left off last time on one of these flights, however. I guess we're about 30 miles away or so. 25, 30 miles, give or take. Got some live ATC running in the background for a little chatter. And yeah, so we're loaded up. Everything is loaded up, ready to go fuel-wise. I believe the oil levels are okay in the engine. Let's check that. 2.06 minimum 2. So normally I would definitely fill that up, but curious how the latest version of the Reality Expansion Pack would handle the engine. Older versions, the engine used to fail outright. But the last couple of times I ran out of oil, it said the engine was failing, but the engine kept running for like 2 hours. Never failed. So it's kind of a bummer.
Left Bravo 6, JetBlue 997. Delta left 28. 727 right, let me try to line up white.
Delta 889, got a support, 79.
Delta 889, good night.
Okay, we're not going to use the VOR.
147 on up the slaw, 127 right, good takeoff.
Let's check out what the...
Slaw cleared for takeoff.
In the ramp 5, this for y'all, good night.
Hey Walkman, how's it going?
Left straight into the ramp.
Ah, hey, thanks, bud.
997.
Well, glad you're catching a flight.
We'll be downfield, runway 26 left, line of weight.
We're at 1190 here.
Delta 2548.
1600 on the tower, good evening, runway 27 right.
Let's see, 1190. Yeah, feel free to ask questions or whatever. But yeah, welcome. Don't really need this, so we'll put it on 1200. It's off network, but
Landed up at 1403 on visual 27 left.
Frontier 1560.
let's just put it on 1200 anyway.
Closure, Frontier 1560, good night.
Delta 1403, line of tower, good evening, 13405, runway 27 left, cleared line.
Cool. Let's see, I'm gonna fly probably around, let's do...
Up 7 on it there.
Up 7, requesting sub complex, hold short of all runways.
I'm gonna do 4,500 initially. I'll probably climb it up to 6,500.
2548.
Delta 762, turn left on Bravo, hold short of runway 26 left at 60.
Alright, so we got
Left on
that.
Bravo, hold short of 26 left at Whiskey Dixie.
Cool. Alright.
32.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying them, man. Yeah, the flights are fun quite often, and I enjoy sharing them. I don't know if you noticed the last few flights, I actually have the chat box that pops up as well. So some of the videos before that, it was a very one-sided conversation, so to speak. So it's a nice little feature to be able to have that when somebody's watching on YouTube. They can see what the other people were saying, which usually is a good thing, although sometimes, you know, some people might have said some silly stuff, but that's okay. But yeah, man, welcome. Glad I've been able to catch some of those videos, and of course, glad that you're here. So we're in X-Plane 10. I've been flying some X-Plane 11 more often, but this airplane doesn't really... visually it has some issues with the panel, because the textures are not updated yet. And even performance-wise, I've noticed some things going on with it, so haven't made that jump fully over there yet. But anyway, let's check what the winds are out here. Looks like the winds are 330 at 3, so really it's take your pick. And my plan is basically to get off the ground and start following this highway. So we head up around these mountains, and then we'll start tracking along this power lines to a river, to another road, sort of just enjoying the view of these mountains. Let's just hope that the visibility cooperates for that. I was going to actually fly airliners tonight, but everybody's streaming airliners, it seems, tonight, so I think I continue in my GA fly. Let's see, is there enough overlap this way? Yeah, there is. Alright, let's do that. Cool. So, where are you, what part of the world are you in, Walkman? If you don't mind me asking. Without, you don't have to get specific, obviously, but just out of curiosity. Alright, so I think we're parked by the tower. Where's the tower? Right here. So we're facing this way.
We're taxiing Lima Alpha now on
And
ground instructions, just to let you know.
winds are pretty much take your pick. I mean, technically they're favoring runway 1, I guess. Disgraced pilot, what's going on, buddy? Thank you for hosting.
Cross 37 right at Tango, join Lima, ground point 75, Delta 1403.
But since we're right here, I think I'm going to take off for 19 because it's less than 10 knots. And 3-knot tailwind is going to be terrible. It's a 400-foot runway. We should be okay. Central California. Oh, nice. Yeah, sure. Yeah, so it's right in the area that you actually live. Nice. Do you fly in real life at all, or? That's got to be kind of cool if you get the chance to get up and compare what you see in the sim versus what you see in the stream. I don't always have the yoke up, but
2948 on M.
we'll give that a shot for a little while.
So 2948.
Okay, got my timers all good to go.
2504 left turn with 26 left, line of weight.
6 left, Delta 2504.
Ah, medical field, okay. Spend time in the sim to de-stress. Maybe someday. Yeah, for sure. It's a cool hobby. It's an expensive hobby. But I'm hoping that the medical work is paying off for you. But yeah, simming in and of itself is just getting better and better, I think. Time in the sim gives him stress, yeah. Building scenery tiles sometimes gives me stress. It's not even building the scenery tile itself. It's like, well, let me just do another tile, and then I'm trying to like manage it and test them. And
04 on impasse, 26 left, clear for takeoff.
yeah.
Pass off 26 left, clear for takeoff, Delta 2504.
X-Plane 11 gives me a little stress, only because I want to fly it, but the airplanes I want to use are not really, available yet for it. So, but I'm like, yeah, let me try this airplane. Let me try that airplane. I was flying the MD-80, and that's supposedly a X-Plane 11 release. But I did notice that the autopilot modes, when it levels off, let's say it goes to accelerate at over 10,000, it's very aggressive in its way it's leveling off. In fact, sometimes it even starts to descend, so that's really not right. So I was wondering, is that because of the MD-80 itself, if I rotate, or is that an X-Plane 11 thing? So I'm going to have to try it in version 10, because I have it. Both version 3 for both platforms. And then on top of that, oh, excuse me. I have a feeling it might be X-Plane 11 because I've seen some people flying other airplanes where it does the same thing to them, so. Oh, yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, so you might be seeing the same thing then. I don't know if you've tried it in version 11. Like the gear doors work and everything like that, but what I noticed in mine is the color of this panel at various times will change. It'll go like a blue tint. A blue tint. And then sometimes it's like totally dark. And I think it depends on the way the light loads on the sim itself, so I'm not sure what's going on there. But I have noticed even in compatible airplanes that the light will randomly just sort of change. Like somebody turned on or off a light switch somewhere and more or less light came in. But I have a feeling that panels that haven't been, the textures that have not been updated yet, I should have swung around the other way, are being affected more drastically. So anyway, so that's kind of frustrating.
Double 11 Nova, 11 on pass, only 26 left, let's take off.
Flash off 11 left.
Just at 841, that's your first in, crossway 26 right, turn left on Bravo.
So what I would say,
Try turn left on
disgraced,
Bravo,
is that, okay, what I think you'll see, for me, X-Plane 10, no matter what the frame rate is, there's always little stutters here and there. Like as the scene is passing by, it's not, you're just used to it, you know? I mean, we've been flying the sim for how many years? So like natural like little hesitations here and there and stutters. X-Plane 11 is definitely a much more frame rate. X-Plane 11 is a more fluid sim. The smoothness is definitely increased. I really like that a lot.
698 pulled short.
So and I do like the lighting in it a lot. X Enviro like minimizes that, but you know, in other words, it does make X-Plane 10 lighting look pretty damn good. But if you were doing stock lighting, I'd say X-Plane 11 is definitely far better as far as lighting. So yeah. So those are a couple of things. Interface, I think, is great for marketing and for people that are thinking about switching over. Like, I don't mind the interface, but I think it's a piece of junk. It always has been. But it is nice that they finally did that long overdue change. So, alright. I'm not going to bother with the call-outs. We'll just pretend that we've been given clearance to take off. Yeah. And I think it's going to keep getting better. They had that Q&A recently where Austin was on. They said that they basically hired a guy, one of the people they hired recently, strictly to work on frame rate. They're trying to get the frame rate better and better because they want to go and support VR. So apparently you need like a really solid frame rate for that. So.
Exit at 841, left turn with 26 left, line of point. Exit at 841, line of point, 26 left.
Yeah, and it's nice that they're finally going toward, like, you know, there's some basic instruction for the new person coming in. So I think that's a wise decision as well. Oh, I think I forgot to set my takeoff trim. Okay, positive rate.
The 1201 about a tower, good evening. On the 27 right limit, Charlie, line up away, crossway, service supporting heavy, 777. Line up away, Delta, 27 right limit.
This should be a pretty significant road highway coming up over here. I'm going to follow. Oh, there comes a passenger train. Two of them on the same track following each other. Okay. It looks like the highway right there. Maybe there's a good amount of cars on it. Oh, or maybe that was it. I don't know. No, I think it's further up over there. Alright, so we're through 500. Yes, it's like my highway I'm going to follow for now. Going westerly. So we're going to turn down that way. So looks like a heading of about 260 for now.
2224, hold to the runway 26 left at Bravo 4. 26 left at Bravo 4. Delta 1881, RNAV.
I noticed like the power settings in this airplane and X-Plane 11 are just... Took off out of Salt Lake City which is at a 4,000 foot elevation, and I couldn't get 25 inches of manifold pressure as early as about 6,000. I don't know how realistic that is. Definitely not the case in X-Plane 10. So it's kind of a bummer, because I know that I think his name is Dan, right? With Carenado, who's going to be doing the X-Plane conversion stuff. I'm sure he has got a lot of work to do. And I don't know, like, what the priority list of which airplane is getting done is. So maybe the Reality Expansion Pack, Simcoders folks, maybe they'll take it upon themselves to make some modifications, since they do deal with performance. We'll see. Yeah, that would be really cool. I think that there's been some issues in X-Plane 11 that were acknowledged also, with some weather veining in certain cases. Alright, so I got a decent sized river over here, and then I have that highway that I intended to follow. And let me just go ahead and double check that that is in fact, I don't know, sometimes the feed gets disconnected, other times it doesn't. Let's see if it comes back on its own. Okay.
Tower Delta 25, 67 over AJ.
Alright, so yeah, we took off. This heading is about 272. So we should be seeing this river, this lake, Lake James, and this highway. Next big town will be the town of Marion.
1881, kind of departure guy.
Oops.
AC261, runway 26 left, line of voice, traffic downfield. Line up and wait.
So there's our highway.
5261. Fairway 569 at Bravo 4, crossway 26 left, going at
There's the river.
Traffic holds in position.
Alright, I'm Bravo 4 cross 26
These are
left.
some Ortho 4XP tiles I've been slowly shifting toward finally. So I redid this area, so the bodies of water are looking really neat. Hey Mike, how's it going? Okay, alright, that's great. Is that like mentioned on their forum? On Simcoders forum or something?
AC5261, RNS, copy, runway 26 left, clear for takeoff.
Duffy, 26 left, clear for
Yeah,
takeoff.
so we're leveling off.
Delta 1126 line tower, 26 left, line of voice.
Line of point 26 left, Delta 1126.
I'm looking over here. I'm like, hey, there's an airplane flying out there. I'm like, no, that's impossible. I'm not on the network. And then I realized it's sort of like a little dried up watermark on my screen. I gotta clean my screen finally. Actually, my screen's quite clean, so like any little tiny mark shows up. So, hey, Greg, what's going on, man? How are ya? On the forum, cool. That's great, man. I'm psyched to hear that. Well, that'd be really great if like they did an initial update to get it right, and then, you know, as Carenado makes their modifications, it could always just readjust if needed. Because ultimately, it would be nice for Carenado to also, you know, get their airplanes adjusted for version 11 for those that don't have the Simcoders. So.
26 left, clear for takeoff, Delta 1126. To the 1489 left tower, 26 left, line of voice.
Doing well, cool. Very cool. So we were talking about X-Plane 11 and how there's basically a really good amount of work for Dan to do getting all these airplanes modified. I think that's Lake James out there. So Mike mentioned, or was it? Yeah, Mike mentioned that he had heard that Simcoders will update their airplanes to perform correctly if Carenado doesn't get around to it like soon enough. Like I definitely noticed some power issues, or let's say differences, in X-Plane 11 versus 10. So, Smoking, what's going on, man? It's the Carenado Bonanza Simcoders Reality Expansion Pack. The airplane that I fly the hell out of typically. Oh yeah, for sure. Although I doubt that they would do the. I don't know if they would bother getting involved in like the textures, because that's got to be like a whole other animal, you know. And that's been frustrating when the whole panel just ends up a weird color, or it just goes almost black. You know, because of lighting, even though it's broad daylight out. That's pretty frustrating. So, we'll see. Yeah. The textures just aren't right. Yeah, I was flying it the other day, and it was like a matte finish on the outside, too. So there's Lake James out there.
2361
If you guys want, let me link this. It's a huge link, though. Let's do one of these.
61, taxi direct Luke and
Tiny.
1489, kind of departure, we'll see you. 1489, good night, sir. 4813,
I hope whoever runs his site is making some money. It's very convenient.
2470, right there with 26 left, line of weight. Line of weight, 26 south, over 2470.
Southwest 1318 on the visual 27 left. Southwest 1318 on the Terran, good evening, 13506 on the 27 left, third land. 27 left, third land, Southwest. 2361 on under football, 27 right, clear to take up.
We're listening to Atlanta.
2500, turn right, full
By the
short,
way.
27 right at November 5.
27 right, full short, 27 right, November 5, Delta 2500.
147 heavy, kind of
We're listening to Atlanta. So we're passing Lake James right now.
2470 on that impact, 26
Lake James.
On that impact, 26 left, closing off of 2470.
Skywest, 4839, line of tower,
And see how this river overlay didn't quite work perfectly over here.
But
it's not terrible.
Right.
2808 on a
Oh, cool. Hold on, let me check that out.
350 at 6 for the line.
Alright, we see some mountains out in front of us. There's our road. Sort of turn toward that. Let's check it out.
4839 on at it. No, 212 left, so takeoff. 48 Delta 1398 on the tower, 126 left on point. 26 left, 1398. Delta 2361, kind of departure.
Wow, certain airplanes being dropped. Better not be this one. I'm sure everybody's saying that about their airplane, though, right?
Good evening. On that football, 27 right, cleared to take up.
I mean, I have no problem paying for him to be.
Guns, 25, KLM 256 heavy. I mean, line up and clear, take off 27 right, confirm.
Updated.
Confirm Arnab to football, number 27 right, cleared to take up.
Clear for takeoff, KLM 256 heavy.
Alright, so yeah, this is back in February.
281 on the tower, 126 left on point.
Yeah. Alright.
Before
So we'll see how that works out.
70 good night.
Thanks for posting that, Mike. Alright, so we're following our road. Let's see.
4839, kind of the fog.
Kind of split up here. There's a small road here, major road we're kind of following. Railroad tracks.
Reporting 777, traffic will be downfield.
West 35.
Southwest 1318, turn right, hold short, number 27 right at November 5.
Right, hold short 27 right, November 5, Southwest 1318.
2014, 17, Atlanta Tower, 26 off on Boyd.
26 left, line up point, Delta 1417.
Did I take off from Jaeger Mountaintop Airport? Oh, nice. No, I didn't take off from there.
Good day, Delta
I
1398.
took off from Hickory.
Contact ground, Southwest 13.
I should get rid of these X-plane trees because it kind of ruins the photo tree look. Let's give that a shot for a while.
Takeoff, Delta's
So hopefully X-Men doesn't crash as a result.
Atlanta Tower, 26 off on Boyd.
2252, 1.26 left.
Down, 28.
Yeah.
Taxi CZ as a Victor Loop.
Regular Southwest 20 hood.
Dallas 35,
It's a lot of time for a
right, clear to take off.
tree change.
Right, Skywest 35.
Sometimes the trees are distractions over nice photo trees.
Southwest 35, 60 Russ. Cancel takeoff clearance.
I mean, we're
The next right there at Mike 20 to join Mike, get a direction, and just keep me advised what you need.
Directed at Mike 20. I'll probably take a right turn on Mike, and we need to clear up a small issue.
Yeah, see, I think that looks better.
Scout 3560, Roger. When you turn right on Mike,
If we were up another 1,000 feet, it would be even like more 3D looking in the tree textures, you know, which we might end up doing.
Now 1133 Atlanta Tower, 96 off on plate.
Delta 1133, Atlanta point 26 left.
About a heading 270 should do here. Nice.
353, got that problem cleared up, and we're ready to go.
Scout 3563, follow that first 73 to south of your nose here.
Let's try 6,500 for a while.
So the 893, allow the RJ off your right there in front of you.
Just,
893, you got insight, we'll yield.
Thanks, sir. Now the 2010 Atlanta Tower, good evening, RNF is Swan, 27 right, clear.
also might pull us out of some of the haze.
27 right, RNF block, clear for takeoff, Delta 2010.
Not sure what the altitude of the layer is.
Skywest 3563, only 27 right, line up the wait.
3.
Twenty-three sixty-seven on at the impact, running 26 left, there, take off.
Delta 2267, RNF test, left clear.
Delta 2253, Contact, taxi, park. See you later.
Delta 2253, thank you.
That is looking nice, huh? So last time we flew out this way, we came from this direction out here. Came out of these valleys, one of these out here. Oh, very nice, Mike. Hey, Tony, how are you? Yeah, I've been meaning to try some USA 2 tiles. I'm definitely going to be doing USA 2 for Grand Canyon. I've seen those and they look fantastic. And I know Flight Logic does USA actually around the whole SoCal area, so might check those out. I have a lot of Google stuff in that area though, and it looks great. And Greg's scenery is tuned to a certain time frame of textures of Google, so I did see the email. I actually read it too, and they do look really cool. I noticed it said they're for Squawk Box, but they might work for other sources, so yeah, it'd be cool if they worked for Pilot Edge for sure. Okay, so we're over this town here, and I think we passed this. I think we're like right in this area, right? So we're kind of coming up on the mountains. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn to a heading of about 230, and maybe we'll see these power lines. Let's have a look. Nice thing out here is the power lines should be like carved out into the hills. Yeah, I could always try them and then take them out, right? Alright. So if we kept going straight, right, we would end up in another development over there, which is, I think, is where I came from last time. I'm trying to look for some power lines that I'm not spotting just yet. But I could just turn to heading at 230, see what happens. I think it'll take us out that way. See a cop car ripping through the mountains there. Alright, well, let's give it a shot. 230, here we go.
That's 2408, line of tower, good evening, over 27 right, line up and wait.
Line up and wait, 27 right, Delta 24 good evening.
The 1317, hold short, on 27 right at Tango.
Gavin, how's it going, man? Good evening to you. Or good whatever time zone you're in. Terrain does look cool.
Delta 2046.
This is sort of double. Yeah, see, this is a really densely populated area here, and much more than what we've been seeing. So, that being the case, if we had continued, that would have taken us to Asheville, which we're not doing. We're doing down this way. So, let's check it out. Hold this 230 heading for about 30 miles. It should take us right over Asheville Regional. I feel like it's not going to, but we'll see.
Line up and wait, 27 right, Delta 105 heavy.
That also depends on the, pretty good in Memphis, cool. Yeah, you see how there's a wind coming from that direction. Pretty good one, too. I could compensate and put us on a heading of 235 or so. Well, we can actually see it on the GPS. So our heading is right around 230. And the direct track over the ground, so let's just let that settle out for a minute, actually. Because a little X-Enviro wind load just occurred. I'm flying over your FBO right now, Tony? Where you are.
Smoky, clear takeoff.
So about 231.
Delta 2486 times
230. It's kind of bouncing back and forth, and it says 222 in the direct track. So it's about an 8-degree
Delta 2408.
difference.
59.
Now there is some leveling off out there. Man, this is some good wind changes here.
105 heavy on to small, 27 right, clear to take off.
It's very strange how that occurs.
Oh, we heard that. RNAV to Slaw, clear for takeoff on 27 right, Delta 105 heavy.
Thank you.
Took a little getting used to when you'd be on final approach, and all of a sudden the wind would pick up by 15 knots. And it would do it in this gradual fashion, which I guess is what they're trying to do with the X-Enviro. Whereas if you were just in the sim of X-Plane itself, by using their weather, when it would load, it would just be a sudden boom. Your whole airplane would sort of violently shake for a moment, but then it would be over with.
Delta 1359 on the tower, good evening, 127 right limit, trailer line up away, customer turn.
There's a cool looking
heavy Airbus.
Sort of shadow there.
Right up and away, 27 right, Lima Charlie, Delta 1359.
Yeah, it does look like the airport could be. I mean, I don't know if it is out here yet, but as far as this does look like a pre-developed area out here. Potential for wind at least, relatively flat.
Delta 1077 on at a Smoky 1826 Oscar takeoff.
RNAV Smoky, clear for takeoff.
Yeah.
2194 contact for
2194, good night.
5 heavy, contact for good night.
That is true. Maybe we're just getting some simulated mountain wave.
Delta 1359 on
This X-Plane does do that. If you're close enough to hilltops, you'll definitely experience some turbulence. Let's go outside and enjoy the view.
Golf heavy over 27 right, mouth, line up away.
Line up on way, 27 right, Turkish 02 good.
Out in the distance, it just looks so cool, right? So we'll do a little spin around. We'll go this way. Show you that view out there. It's like a lake over there. Let's see if we can identify what that is. So we are coming down this way, and we're looking at, yeah, that's it. Lake Lure. Ooh. Like you see how it's like, see how it's real thin. The river's like sort of swelling up into the lake. See how it goes off that way and this way. So I would say that. Although I think it's too late. See how it's like thin but getting wide here and then going thin that way to the left. I'm just about to drop my mouse on the floor. Over there. Coming this way.
Turkish 02 good, clear for takeoff, runway 27 right.
Sub 1359, got it, park 59.
Time to change fuel tank.
.754 on the tower, good evening, only 27 right, limit Charlie, line up away, customer turbulence to departing heavy Airbus.
Alright, Delta 754, line up and wait on 27 right, limit Charlie.
Alright, so I think I just spotted Asheville. So Asheville is right there. See the runway, hangars, Okay. And let's see. That looks really cool out there. "22 tiles. Nice. Okay. So where we were supposed to cross by, Ash, we were supposed to skim it at a heading at 231. So either we turned a little early, or the wind was seriously kind of blowing us off. So I think we passed it more like here, right? I don't know, something like that. Let's have a look.
Turkish 32 Golf Heavy, contact departure. Have a good night.
Sort of look out our back window. We're not terribly far.
The 754 out of Slaw.
The runway. I think that's the tower right there.
Alright, 27 right, clear for takeoff, Arnaz Slaw, Delta 754.
The highway coming down here.
On the tower, good evening, on the 27 right, line up and wait.
Going 27 right, Delta 2078.
Yeah, the Bing out here is great. In this, like, this one region where the Bing is just really good. And it's big. It's a big area where it's consistent. I'd highly recommend checking it out if you like it, because you never know when they're going to switch a source. Like, you know, the update their photography, as we learned with the Google out of Southern California. So heading 240. Just take us to about over here. We should cross, actually, I want to hit up this road over here. Stay on the right side of it. Should pass Transylvania County and Brevard, town of Brevard. So let's see, we're doing about 240. And yeah, these rivers are looking nice. So here's this road, pretty continuous. Maybe that's the one I want. Let's have a look again.
One out of the Slaw, 27 right, clip takeoff.
Well, there's also should be railroad tracks, so that's going to help us out, the railroad tracks. And there is a river running along it. And we want to make sure that we're definitely to the north of this little body of water in this one, so this will help. Whether or not we'll see this nice big fat 1,620 foot tall tower, that would be pretty cool actually. Alright, let's just sort of turn this way. Let's have a look out that way, because there's definitely some nice hills out there.
2010, you're on Atlantic Tower. Go back to that.
Off to my left is a war museum, really? Did I already pass it?
2078 departure, so.
2415 on a football, which is right, cleared to take up.
Arnaz football.
Okay, so I think the body of water I was thinking of is right here.
Delta 574, Atlanta Tower, good
Maybe.
evening, on 27
See how
right,
those
line up
rivers
and
coming around here?
wait. Good evening, Delta 574, 27
I think
right.
that's the
line up
river
and
going that way. You kind of see the snakiness of it and the trees along it. And then that out there, so maybe that's what I was, maybe. Okay. Definitely got some power lines along here.
C-5249 on Anderson, 2 and Houston, bus to take off.
7 takeoff, 26
There's
left on
another body of water here. That might be like a reservoir of some kind.
Up 15,
And that looks like a development.
Line up and wait, 26 left, Delta 1587.
Delta 532, contact departure. See you later.
Later, Delta 552.
That is looking good, right?
Service 230, Atlanta Tower, good evening, 13406 at 6 on the 27 left, third line.
Okay. Alright, so here is a pretty decent developed area down here. And here. And then we have like this entrance into these hills. The river and a road. So that that's kind of interesting. It could, well, I think it's here. I think we might be here. It looks like there might be. Yeah, you see, there's like a road that's passing into here, and you can see that little brown, that gray line representing a road. Oh yeah, there it goes up there, right? But the Charlie frequency box is covering it, but so I think we're passing that right now. So I guess this road must like sort of wind up that away somewhere, or maybe up there. Yeah, live ATC, Tony. Figure we could listen, enjoy some chatter.
Delta 574, kind of support. Have a good night.
Mr. Cat, what's going on, Ernie? How are you tonight? Alright, so we're just following this road out that way. Well, let's see, if I follow this road out this way and along these hills, that would be a heading of about 210, 220 to 210. So let's go ahead and put ourselves on that.
Runway 26 left, clear for takeoff, Delta 1837.
And then we'll double check that that's the heading that we actually want. So coming down this way, it's about.
903 Atlanta Tower, good evening. Arnett to football. 127 right from Lima
Let's
Charlie
see.
cleared.
Let's put this point here, anchor it,
Lima Charlie, clear for takeoff. Delta 903.
and then like down over here, sort of like this way, would have been about 225. Got this river that's pretty windy, so I think that's what I was just seeing. But at Roseman, which should be coming up any minute, I was going to turn to a heading of about 275, and what's going to help us see that is these rivers and then this lake over there. Ooh, radio telescopes, nice. Okay, so we're going 220, and then Roseman, I don't think we're passing that over that right now, but that is some cool looking scenery out there. Alright. And I do see a pretty significant body of water continuing. So, okay, so we're seeing Lake straight ahead. We're seeing Lake Jocassee. Whether or not I've said that correct, I don't know. But the road before we get to the lake should turn pretty obvious, and we should be able to make out Lake Toxaway. Oh, I might be placing my syllable emphasis in the wrong point there, but so that might be Lake Toxaway right there. I don't know. 6500 is definitely helping us out.
Papa, cross from 27 right, join Lima, and then kind of ground point 75.
Yeah, so X-Plane Road is standing out pretty nicely here. Yeah, did we ever see that radio tower? I think we probably already passed the point, right? That big one? That would have been cool to see. We're at 6500, so it should have been pretty obvious. But where was that? Yeah, it was back over by Brevard or whatever it was called. 1280. Alright, so there's the lake. And then here's the other lake. So I'm going to make that turn now. 275.
1657, Atlanta Tower, good evening. Arnett to Flaw, 27 right from Lima Charlie, cleared. Takeoff.
Takeoff 27 right at Lima Charlie, Delta 1657.
Alright. Doubt we'd see the radio tower from this angle back there. Yeah, it's already... It's like way back there somewhere. Alright, so here is the other lake. And we were going to, like, basically, if we flew right over it, continue heading at 270. So we're a little bit south of it.
2512 Atlanta Tower, good evening, 13406, number 271, clear to land.
Our road that I was going to be following is, like, right along the bottom of it here. I guess this is the road. See, these roads sometimes that are depicted are really hard to differentiate from the other roads. I think this is it coming up here. See, this is a really obvious channel cut in with the power lines. You can even see some 3D towers in there from X-Plane being drawn in. Nice. Accurately following the OSM data. Alright, and we're doing 275 still, so we're okay there. I got a lake out there. Look at this river. Power lines. A lot of power lines. Nice colors.
1657, kind of parts, have a good night.
Another body of water out there. And the idea is to hold this heading and pass Glenville and Thorpe Reservoir.
2301, Atlanta Tower, and then pass 226 left of takeoff.
Yeah, plenty of golf courses, right?
Northfield 2301.
Golf course there, there. So we saw those.
2306, good day.
Right. Over here. Ooh, visibility in our favor. Over here. And based on our GPS, let's see, our heading is about 273. Direct track 272. So we're either getting a direct headwind, tailwind, or no wind. Very little wind.
.62 Atlanta Tower, good evening. RNAV is Squall, I'm 27 right from Charlie, clear to take off.
How's the sharpness of the feed for you guys? I switched back to my video card codec instead of the CPU. Well, I know a little blocky when the flyby happens, but it's like that on this setting on the CPU that I have to do as well, so it's good. Alright, cool. Thanks, guys. Alright, so now we have another lake here. And the idea was that we were going to be... This is Glenville, I think? Thorpe Reservoir, rather. And I was going to pass within a mile of it. At least that was the intention. But that's a good... Well, I don't know. I guess I would say that's probably about 2 miles at least.
2512, hold short on the 27.
More golf courses.
American, 2046 on the tower, good evening, over 27 right line of lake traffic for downfield.
Okay.
46 lines, no wait, sit right.
So, after Glenville, I guess I was going to look for this river and a road and head toward Franklin. Maybe see Macon County Airport. When I flew out this way the other, a while back, I think we came down this, right? And here I went that way, but there was this road coming down here. So now we're kind of coming up around this way. Alright, so, wait, what was the intention though? Once we got to that road that I'm probably not going to be able to see, it was going to maybe go turn up 310 toward Franklin. But those roads are tough to differentiate and spot in these hills. Maybe we'll see the radio altimeter get active over this hill. Let's see. I'm not terribly worried. There it goes. A little bit. 2000 AGL right there. Okay, we got as close as about 1700. Maybe this is the road coming up here. 310 is that away though. Tough to tell. Could be any one of these, I don't know. But the idea was to go 310 and take us maybe toward an area of decent amount of development. So let's see it over there.
585.
310 right now would take us over there. Let's just try it. Yeah, the VTEL doesn't have one, huh? Does it have an RMI? The VTEL? RMI is definitely a cool little instrument to have. That is just crazy looking, huh?
Carenado 769.
769 line of tower, 26 left on voice.
Line 26 left, Delta 769.
585, clear for takeoff 27 right, RNAV football.
Case layer is pretty cool with the mountaintop sticking out.
About 1862 is depot inbound.
1862 Atlanta Tower, good evening, 13405 on the 27 left.
I know, right? It's like staring at so long, be like, what does it look like? I don't know. Alright, so I think we're over the area of Franklin.
1721, contact Park 2.
You should see a little body of water in here.
Delta 769 on that.
And if we see the airport, we'll turn to a heading of about 260. Basically keep an eye out for Chattoog Lake. I'm pretty sure that might be the airport right there. This is the heart of the town right here.
7546 Atlanta Tower, number 1, you have 26 right, wind 340 at 5, third line.
Yeah, that's the airport. You can see like the little thresholds.
46.
Little taxiway breaks. It's not a 3D airport, but you can see in the photo texture some buildings there on the ramp.
Good night, sir.
So, alright. Gonna have to switch to the fuel tank in a minute. Let's go to 260. I'm gonna go ahead and switch our fuel tank while we're in here. That way we can just keep going and enjoying our view from the outside. Hey, Mr. J Snap, what's going on? Yeah, we're doing some, enjoying some of these Smoky Mountain, Blue Ridge Mountain flying out here again in the area surrounding. I actually built a few more tiles in 4XP before doing so. And the weather was working out for it. I was going to do some tube liner, but everybody was doing tube liner today, it seems, that I saw streaming.
So 1053, line of tower, good evening. Home 27 right, line up and wait.
Line up and wait. 7 right.
So this road is very defined. Let's see. Should I fly an airplane or work? I'm not a good influence, J-Snap, so I'm going to lean toward fly.
2513, line up
Stream.
follow number. We're in 26 right, and then 3306.
But I'm the one with like the red outfit and the pitchfork on your left shoulder saying stream. Like a Beavis voice.
So 1053 on over wall. Number 27 right, let's take off.
And if by work you mean FMS work, then definitely fly. You haven't streamed in a while, dude. Or at least fly.
1862, hold short, 127 right at Tango.
Unless you're going to get more satisfaction out of doing that work. Then
1862 heavy, line of tower, good evening, 13406.
I guess in that case, do what makes you happy, right?
Cargo, let's say 62 heavy, line of tower.
Yeah, nice. That looks really nice out there. Oh wait, so how far did I want to take this?
62 heavy, line of tower, good evening, 13406, number 27 left, third lane.
Road sort of turns 220. Oh, we want to keep an eye out for Lake Chattooga. Chat, whatever.
Okay, 75, 46 hold.
Like Chattooga.
7546.
Yeah, X-plane projects. Yeah, all right. Well,
Southwest maintenance 7745.
so yeah, mix it up. Get some flying done.
26 right, Southwest maintenance
Do
7745.
some X-plane project work.
73, 10 departure.
All right, so we're gonna. Oh man, look at that! It just looks insane. We got good news. We got to turn this way, so we're gonna follow this road. Here's the lake we're looking for. The PE banner. What does the PE banner look like? Look at how it's like high elevation here just falls off and then goes into those mountains out in the distance.
45 cross, 26 right, going out to the right.
Continuing on Charlie, cross 26 right, Alpha to the ramp.
Yeah, don't they, Ernie? It's all just photo too. I shut off the X-plane trees just to enjoy the photo trees. Although that's interesting, there are a few 3D trees drawing in here. Why is that? I don't have any scenery installed out here.
Ramp 1, going to Tango 10, marking 2550.
I mean, the only W2XPL I have is West Coast, right? So we're not even near. We're not even near. I think it goes out as far as Denver. It's strange. I'm not complaining. It's not a big deal. I mean, I think that's. These do look like 3D trees, right? Huh, that's interesting. Oh, okay. Yeah. The P. Okay, yeah. Those are cool, definitely. I agree. So, like, with information like,
Yeah, for Delta 1433. 1433 on at the impact.
like the latest follower, the latest host, the latest donator. Look at how this is just dropping off. Whoosh. This road. This must be a cool view, man. Just coming down on a car or a motorcycle, even better. Ernie probably rocked this out. Some of those tree lines are mysteries. Yeah, weren't you just talking about that recently, Greg? Like you tried to get rid of a tree line, but it was an object and not a tree or something. You couldn't exclude it. Buzz the trees. Alright, so what are we doing at this road? At this lake, rather. Alright, so we're coming up on the lake I typically can't pronounce like anything else. Chattug, Chatterjee, Chatoogie. And any Native American hearing me would be insulted by my pronunciation, I'm sure. So, alright, 276. And there's the road. It stands out quite nicely, actually. Let's turn and follow the road.
Delta 2009 traffic is
We'll do a little spinorama while we're doing it.
Class right on Echo back to the 4, remain frequency.
Cross 26 left Echo, stay with you to ramp 4, Delta 2009.
1433, contact the bar, 2
You hate 2D trees. Like as in those,
kind of ground point 75.
the X-plane sort of wafer-thin trees, or the photo trees? Would you rather see like the X-plane tree hugger mode engaged and like draw the green trees all over this, or, oh man, look at that.
Behind 1 MBA.
80, Delta 2009.
Delta 2491 on at impact, front 26 left with takeoff.
On that impact, 26
Yeah, definitely.
2491.
Virus City, what is happening, man? How you been? Thank you very much for the host. Welcome, Virus City passengers. We are cruising along here in the area of like I guess Tennessee, that whole Tennessee, Alabama area, Carolina.
2376 left on Bravo and hold Dakota 26.
Really just enjoying this fantastic scenery.
6 left, Bravo 6, Delta 2376.
And yeah, you're listening to liveatc.net, so we have a little chatter. What's up, Firewire? Anyway, thank you very much for the host, Virus City. Uh-oh, I hope I didn't rip. Okay, good. You saw the like little spinning circle over there. RC757, thanks for following me, buddy.
2491 contact bar 2.
And for those that are just jumping in, we're also in the Bonanza F33A, straight to Carenado with the Simcoders Reality Expansion Pack. We're enjoying some of these squiggly rivers. In fact, along this flight, there is an insanely squiggly river we're going to be coming across, so it'll be interesting to see how it looks. In fact, 2 of them.
2376 cross Massachusetts south back to the 5 past 575 and contact ramp.
Step 5 contact ramp.
Just following now.
2376.
My profile photo? Oh,
Shortcut.
which part? The you mean the 737 on there?
Powered up to 1130, got one of them.
One.
All right, so we just passed Chattooga Lake. Chattooga. Sounds a little bit more, I don't know. Anyway, and we're going to turn. We should come up at the, oh man, Hiwassee Reservoir. I'm going to go with that. Hiwassee Reservoir. The town of Murphy should be over there. And then we're just going to do some river flying. Oh, the nose, yeah. So, in X-Plane 10, with the... So I think this might be the reservoir out there. Now, when I do my flights, like any kind of flight I'm trying to do as far as the Alphabet Challenge flights, I always take the challenge, like, as in, I got to be in the airplane when I'm spotting my next landmark, because I just feel like I got to do it, like, from their true perspective. But this is kind of more like a laid back, so we're enjoying the outside view, which makes it, this is always a lot easier to spot things, VFR. But it's always fun to add to the challenge to do it, like, from the in the cockpit view, because that's the way the real pilot would have it, right? But anyway, just stating that now. So yeah, I think this is a reservoir and we're coming up on. But yeah, so the FlyJSim 737, I had found that if you take your right rudder and right aileron, let's say you're at like 30,000 feet, and you just take the aircraft, pull, you know, quite often I've taken pretty much any airplane I get into and I start learning, there are times where I'll just take it and just fly it at red line, do as many aerobatics as I can with it, fly it near stall, do everything I can with it, because I think you really learn like how that airplane can handle. And so with the 737 that I've spent like so much time in, the 732, basically had taken it many times in a row, just playing around with it, and pull like a full pitch up to the right, full right aileron and rudder, like all in the same direction, and just trying to like spin it, you know, because X-Plane doesn't typically simulate spins or flat spins, right? So what I found was that with that airplane, as you are falling, like the nose is coming down, but as you're falling through somewhere around the 15,000 to 12,000 foot range, if you keep that input in, it will go flat on you, completely flat, and it will just spin like crazy, and it's unrecoverable. So of course I tried to put myself into that many times over, and then try to get out of it, saying, well, there must be a way out of it, you know. I mean, it's within CG spec, but yeah, it's just a strange thing. So during one of those times, I took that screenshot and posted it. Okay, what do we do with this reservoir? So coming off the reservoir, there should be this Hiwassee Reservoir. And the heading of that river will be about 285, and we're pretty much doing 285 now, so I don't know, I'll just hold it. And we'll see when we see the river. It might be just going out that way. Virus City, you just landed in San Francisco at night in the MD-80. Such a beautiful approach. Oh, cool. Sounds like you had a good time. Good flight. I take it that, how you liking the MD-80? You fly at next plane 11 or 10?
1766 contact bar 2.
Turn a little bit more to the right. Oh, wow. Now, I'm guessing that they can eject out of that aircraft, Ernie? Do they have to eject, or do they somehow regain control?
Affirmative.
Alright, sir. Calling cross.
Yep, this is the guy midfield. He's on Alpha.
So the setting I'm using in Ortho4XP for my rivers, or my inland water, I guess, waterways, is 0.26 on the water, ratio water,
Good evening, 1330 at 5,
which gives you a certain amount of transparency and a certain amount of reflection.
1615, thank you.
So you see like these nice looking, realistic looking textures, but yet you still have the reflection of the sky at certain points, depending on the angle.
Please just Takeoff Delta 1475.
Yeah, I pretty much share everything I can with anybody because I know it's frustrating when you're trying to understand, like, what does that setting mean? And then you finally break out the manual after asking, like, JSnap and Val Dudes and everybody else. And then they've given, like, you know, answers. But certain things, I guess, Val Dudes taught me a little bit about the transparency. And then when I went and looked at the actual manual, I was expecting, like, a more detailed response. And it was, like, kind of a letdown. But there's other really good things in the manual. So the Great Lakes, hey Joe Nurses, the Great Lakes actually I think has an issue, and I don't have, I have the inland masks, I don't have that set. I don't have that checked off, I don't think. Let me see.
Okay, well,
So where it says use masks for inland, I don't use that. But my width is 30. I use a width of 30. It's like a safe
Ground point 9. They're saying something about a panel door open.
number.
double contact ground.
But at that time when I decided on 30, I was also using a lot more. I was using a lot more Google source, which I still do in certain areas. And Google didn't photograph out as far, apparently. Although I think that's still also an issue with being on the coastline, on the ocean.
374, lot of Derek, good evening, 27 right, lot of wait.
Good evening, sir. 27 right at Lima Charlie. Line up in wake Delta 374. Want us to go down to the Isle of Bull shortline.
Again, I might be totally wrong on certain things, so these are the settings that I'm using that you're seeing. So we're coming off over here, got this windiness to the river going along here. And so I guess we're following this out here. And then you can see how we pass this. It's a dark green, but it's not as, you know, this is lighter, so that's why we're going to see it sort of drop off. See how it goes from dark green to light green and even a couple of tan hills here. So 1,000 foot contour, 1,500. This is 3,000, 2,500.
Got the 374 on a football, 127 right, cleared for takeoff.
So it kind of makes sense that this is like that ridge around 25 to 3,000, 2,500 to 3,000. And so this is an area that would be an example of where it's not working 100%. See how the water's showing up here? This is the transparency. But the actual photo, the river was drier, I think. And so the OSM data doesn't really match perfectly with the photo source, because you can see trees and stuff down there. So that should actually be harder to see. So with the 0.2, if I had set it to 0.3, which is the default, or higher, then this would be even bluer and darker. Like I guess 1.0 would be like flat out X-plane water. You know, that really dark.
1615 at Tango Crawford.
Depending on the angle, right? Bright blue on the sort of when you're looking on a shallow angle, and then dark, almost black when you're looking straight down at it. At least in X-Plane 10, which is what we're looking at right now. So the point two makes this more transparent, so at least you can see some photo below it. But then you're also seeing the ripples of the waves when the sun hits it. Now, if you put it at 0.2 or 0.15, then to me it looks even more dull. In addition to transparent. So, what I did was I just picked some areas like this, or like that was supposed to have water, and I just did a couple of tiles. Like I did one at 0.2, one at 0.25, one at 0.3, which is the default. And then I did screenshots, same angle. And then I just sort of did a slideshow, you know, like just arrowed through over and over and sort of picked. That way I could just sort of build all my tiles that way and be satisfied.
So the 548 turn right at number 5 cross, probably 27 right in the taxi via Mike to ramp 9, remain this frequency.
Okay, so then at 0.7, Tony, I'm imagining that your river is probably a little bit more obvious and reflective, would you say? Cool. Yeah, and it comes down to personal taste, right? Absolutely. Nice.
And Tower Delta 29-2, we'll be ready at the end for 26 left.
Alright, so it's a little bit flatter out here. We're coming. Let's go ahead and spin around. Enjoy our view. We're basically just going to follow this river out there, so go ahead and spin. And there's another set of like rolling hills further out.
2902.
According to the chart.
On at the impact, 526 left, clear for takeoff.
Delta 2902. Clear for takeoff.
Wow, my timer never started. Son of a bleepity bleep. That sucks. Alright. Well, hold on. Let's go with the airplane and have a look. Excuse me, I don't mean to make anybody tired. Let's go to the left tank and then just start the timer now. Oops. Alright. Cool. Alright, so timer is officially running again. I know I hit the button, but totally different look to things out here. We're going from these mountains, something a little flatter.
Well, Tower Delta 845, just inside depot. Delta 845.
Okay, so yeah, we're stepping off the ridge here.
Delta 845, 27 left, clear to land.
See, that's a lighter green. Elevation of this airport is 770. See, over here it was 1,000 feet higher, even though it was in a solid green, it was a darker. Alright, but then as we go along here, we should start to see some more like rolling hills. And then we're going to follow all this water and roadway up this way. And then over here it gets pretty curvy. Should be interesting. I hope it's interesting. Bunch of like rolling terrain out here. So our turn will happen over by Mark Anton Airport, Big Spring. Should see like we're coming up this way. We'll cross some major roads here. Should see this big sort of city up here. Cleveland. Cleveland what? It's not Ohio. Cleveland, Tennessee. So yeah, we're in Tennessee right now.
49 Atlanta Tower on at the Snuffy. 22.6 left there, takeoff.
And, yeah. Alright, keep revisiting that. I don't have ForeFlight now.
Delta 2891 is with you, depot.
Delta 2891 Atlanta Tower, you found traffic.
Thinking about getting it. I just want to know it in general.
Clear to land 27 left, Delta 2891.
Pretty nice terrain, pretty nice scenery out here. This looks like another sort of windy
Atlanta Tower, 126 left. Not a boy.
river. There's trees going around. It's crazy, right? Meandering, right? Meandering? Is that it, Greg? Greg, you were the one saying that, right? It's meandering.
Delta 845 holds short of 27 right at Tango. 345. Delta 2475 on FM pass, run 26 left for takeoff.
Yeah, that qualifies as meandering.
Delta 2473.
It's like the amount of turns
Line of way 26 left, Delta
per
2473.
given distance ratio that dictates the degree of meandering. I don't know if we wanted to assign some official language to it, I guess.
27 right, join Lima, taxi to the ramp, just remain in this frequency.
Just staying with you to the ramp. We're going to ramp 2, by the way.
Roger. Delta 1744, contact departure 125.7.
Cool, Gavin. Yeah. Hey, whatever increases your situational awareness, right? Oh, wait. Let's see. We'll go to the outside view for now. I gotta check. I'm looking at my other laptop, for a minute because I'm making some tiles. But I realized I gotta keep up with it because I only have a certain amount of space on my laptop, like a partition, and so like when a tile is done, I'll delete the photos so the next tile has enough space to build.
Delta 2473 on after MPAS, run 26 left there, takeoff.
I'm gonna spin around nice and fast. See which way we're gonna leave the camera on for a minute. Ooh. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh yeah, okay, right there. How's that? That looks cool. Oh, that sounded interesting.
2475, contact departure.
That's what the stepping on each other, I guess, sounds like in real life for the most part.
Delta 2475, contact departure.
How's that? That look cool?
Express 862 visual 27 left.
Delta 2891, Tango cross 27 right, Lima ground, Lima to the ramp.
Tango cross 27 right, Lima to the ramp, Delta 2891.
Delta 1364, running 26 left out of void. Clearwing 362, Atlanta Tower 27 left, wind 320 at 6, to the land. Faster 70, Atlanta Tower running 26 right, wind 320 at 6, to the land.
Hello, Delta 2405 with Dog Lake Business Assembly.
750 Atlanta Tower 1320 at 6, 126 right, is it on? You got 2473, contact Atlanta departure.
Park Delta 24, sir.
Thank you, and Delta 13, 3106, and that's something on the 26 left, get to that.
And I'm sorry I missed that Delta 1364. Say it one more time.
Delta 1354, no problem, on average, nothing. Runway 26 left, get to take off.
Delta 1364 on average, step 26 left, let's take off.
Delta 33, yep, Atlanta Tower, and with 6 left, Atlanta Tower.
Left and wait on 26 left, Delta 33.
Delta 923, Atlanta Tower, 1310 at 6, runway 27 left, straight line.
All right. Cool. Sorry about that, guys.
Sorry, hello, Delta 2405, which is visual 27.
Delta 2405, Atlanta Tower, 1310 at 6, runway 27 left, straight line.
That's interesting. I think it's water too, but the I don't think like the transparency drew over it.
Alaska 750 for ramp number 5, make a left turn on Bravo, hold short runway 26 left. Exit just take to view Bravo Victor, 50 ground point 9. Thank you.
Hey, Drew's Gaming. Is this open LCNA? I don't know even what that is. But maybe somebody here would be able to comment.
33, the winds are 310 at 6. On out to...
Okay, so the river is heading up that way. I think we're supposed to turn that direction, right?
26 left, line up and wait, Delta 26.
See, we're coming up here, and then the river sort of heads up that way, so we're going to just follow it.
352, right turn northerly off the runway, and hold short 27 line up.
27 right,
Thank you. Delta 1364, contact Atlanta departure, have a good day.
It's some serious meandering.
I'm sorry, 27 right, and join Lima, you can taxi to the ramp with me.
But join Lima, taxi to the ramp with you, for 360.
Thank you very much. For Delta 2013, Delta 2013, the winds are 320 at 6, and on that 2 impact runway 26 left, good takeoff.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. Yeah, we're flying X-Plane 10, so that could be a factor too. Is that something that's in P3D or FSX? So here's an airport down over here.
33, contact Atlanta departure.
Alright, so we just turned up here, and that's Mark Anton.
26 left, line up.
Marcus Anton. These rolling hills are pretty gentle, actually.
27 right at Tango, join Lima, and ramp with you, Delta 923.
Yeah, usually I have the word X-Plane in my title. But I don't this time. So, my apologies to anybody that clicks on here hoping to see P3D. I'm here to spread the gospel of
Line up away 26 left, Delta 1812.
X-Plane. Hold on. I should get rid of that overlay since we're not using it right now. I can do that. Let's do that. Yeah, there we go. Yes.
Tower number 54, shoulder ready.
54 heavy, I'll be right back.
That's interesting right down
Got
here.
1812 on that impact, and we'll keep this left of
I wonder what that's all about.
Clear for takeoff. 26
Yeah. Austin's gospel.
2405 at taxiway Tango. At Tango crossing with 27.
Yeah, maybe a quarry. Yeah, that definitely is right.
So Lima to the ramp with you, connect up.
Got 54 heavy, 1127 right. It looks like you have Luna Alpha. You can line up and wait. Traffic is crossing down here.
Lima Alpha, Delta 64.
Got 1820 connect.
Good, 5K20, good morning.
Good morning.
That road pretty much
Tower Delta 7.
meanders a little bit into that town. Let's see where that goes. Oops, I didn't want that. Alright, so we're coming up here, and I'm curious about a road. It goes all the way to a town. So I have a feeling it's this. This road here goes to Sweetwater. And then we're going to come up on Riley. Uh-oh. My mouse is getting all wacky. Riley Creek. Private airport. Private paved airport.
1812, contact at departure.
At that point, we're going to kind of just follow this road. Really, I just want to keep following the river. Okay, it's road, river. Some more. Here's some serious meandering taking place up here. Right. Ooh, look at that down below. Check out that cool shadow onto the water here. Look at that. Man, that's just so cool. Nice grass fields. Just looks like some.
1445 Atlanta Tower. Or now to.
I have to go down here, like,
1126, left of takeoff.
go to any one of these fields, just bust out a radio control airplane.
Delta 1445.
Enjoy the smell of the grass. Just a beautiful area. Love it. Look at that. See, Ortho 4XP was, rather, G2XPL wasn't giving me any of this kind of stuff. That looks awesome. Damn there.
Have a good night.
Wow. Gavin, you out of here, man. Anytime, buddy. Thanks for hanging out. Good seeing you. And we'll see you next time. I'm going to fly off the edge of the earth according to Sky Vector. Uh-oh. That's pretty cool. Look at these ripples in the water. There and there. Must have been a calm day. My width is 30. 30. Now here's another setting that I also have done. In the very top step. Oops.
I'm sorry, yeah, 3207, we're up with you.
Is it 3207 or 2207 in Charleston?
Let me look. 2207 Charleston.
Thank you. Go to 2207 on that to,
Okay.
on the impasse.
There's a setting called
Impasse 26 left, clear for takeoff.
min area. It's under build vector data. And there was a comment that Oscar made in his manual. Default is 0.01. He's like, for safety, people will use 0.01. And then he goes 0.001 is the size of a swimming pool. So I guess it's like the minimum it'll draw a body of water. Maybe? I don't know. I kind of assume that. And I guess if the OSM data exists to small bodies of water, it decides like the size of it. So he uses 0.001. The default is 0.01 because he even said I use 0.001. I put it at 0.003 and I saved it that way. So the scenery you're seeing here, like maybe some of the small bodies of water that show up here and there. I can't say I did a lot of comparisons. Like there's a little tiny body of water right there. Now if we zoomed over there somehow, what probably does have, it looks like that has a reflection to it a little bit, right? Whether or not that would have drawn under 0.01, I don't know. But anyway, so I put that there. I'm using 0.00. I did like sort of like a halfway. Hey, Watt, what's going on? I'm assuming I'm interpreting what he said correctly. Alright, now. So this is going that way. And then we have some more meandering going that way. Let's decide which way we're going to turn. So I think we're coming up
Right on November 5. Mike to the ramp with you. And into the space. If you want to do that.
here, right? Yeah, I think we're coming up over here. So the river's, there should be a small airport there. Hold on, if we didn't pass it already. Should be like a paved strip somewhere down in here, I think. Which way is it facing? Oh, excuse me. Oh. Yeah, see, it's going that way. It's small. It's only 2,600 feet, but it is paved. So it should be somewhere there, maybe somewhere. I don't know. But either way, the basic goal is that when we cross this wide part, we should be crossing a highway, and then the river should kind of continue on. So that, let's see if we kind of wanted to do right after the highway, maybe like that. That would be about 08. Try about 08. 090. Let's try 090 probably. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, so we just crossed here. We should be crossing a highway pretty soon, which I think is probably this. And we better switch those fuel tanks. So I'm gonna put us on that 0. I'll just go ahead and do it now. Let's go ahead and turn 080. And we'll enjoy a little flyby while it's happening.
Clear land, 26 right, Delta left for shipping. Yes, ma'am.
Let's go ahead and switch that. Let's see.
Okay, middle marker heading T90, 10,000, so
Right, tank.
94 clear for takeoff.
Reset. Hey, Lump Master. How's it going, man? Yeah, we're enjoying the views tonight. I'll show you where we are on the chart in just a second.
984 clear for takeoff.
7984, affirmative, clear for takeoff, heading at 2980, maintaining 10,000.
290 is the marker, 10,000 clear for takeoff, so 984, thanks.
Alright, so timer's running. And we're enjoying the view of this river, kind of just flying along here. It's pretty cool hills up there. Man, what is this? It's supposed to be like a... It's like a hydroelectric plant or something? You think they have... There's some railroad tracks. I don't know though. It looks like there'd be more power lines if it was, right? Let's have a look. Tony, out of here, man. So you can do it all over tomorrow. I hear you, buddy. Yeah, man. Thanks. All right, man. Well, have a good night's sleep. Rest up so you can fly without getting sleepy. All right. So over here. What? Alright, come on, refresh for us, please. Thank you. So they got these like stacks, which I don't think we're gonna see. Avoid flight below 3,000. For national security, below 3,000. I wonder what that is. Oak Ridge. Oops. Okay. Lump Master, how's it going, man? Thanks for following, dude.
At the marker, 290, 10,000, clear for takeoff, T6 left, up 2123.
Alright, so I think we got some meandering going on over here, guys. That's some serious meandering over there, too. So here's the highway. So we're just going to turn a little more. I didn't see anything that would have told us what that other area was. Oh, these buildings here. Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Center ground, good morning, Delta left 50 on the Victor Loop for gate Alpha 20, ramp 1. Okay, we'll stay with you, thanks.
So yeah, our river's going that way. I think this is the one I'm following. And then highway goes right along by it. There's power lines off to that side of the river.
805 Atlanta Tower at the middle marker, flight heading 2980. Time maintaining 10,000, runway 26 left for takeoff.
Wow, that's interesting. The clearance is turn heading after crossing the middle marker, so it's basically a half mile off the end of the runway. Alright, so getting along these curves. Along here. It should be pretty congested here as well. Looks like about 1.5 miles wide by about 4 miles long.
2937 taxi via the left turn on Bravo. Next is the 2937 taxi via the Victor.
2937 taxi via the Victor Loop, and be aware there's a coyote just off to our left around the Bravo 5 area.
Alright, so he's on the taxiway.
Coyote on the taxiway? Wow. Here in the Northeast we have deer. We have deer all over the place. Now you got coyotes on the taxiway.
Thank 2859 Atlanta Tower, wind 320
At least a deer, you won't get attacked by it. Well, you could get attacked by a deer, I guess, if you get close enough to it. Corner, it'll stomp you.
26 right.
Coyote would be like, here are my fangs. Come any closer and I'll
1223, good night.
bite ya.
1787 Atlanta Tower, wind 26 left.
Got the mountains out there.
That last radio was barely readable. Thank you.
That was actually kind of a cool effect. I gotta do that again. Hold on, ready? No, it was better the other time. A uranium enrichment site. No kidding. Wow, you guys are good.
$1787 at the middle marker, flight heading 290, climb and maintain 10,000, runway 26 left, clear for takeoff.
Thanks for looking that up. Interesting stuff. It's always a cool thing about photo. Get curious, find all kinds of interesting things. And you guys taking the time to check it out, sharing your knowledge and looking it up, man. It's great. Thanks. Kind of looks cool, like seeing the horizon through the windows. Although the windows kind of disappeared thanks to Enviro. But it's addressed. I think they're looking into how to fix it, hopefully.
956 at the middle marker, flight heading 290, climb and maintain 10,000, runway 26 left for takeoff.
90 heading, clear for takeoff, 26 left, Delta 950.
Delta 98, 59, taxi to the
Victor Lewis, Delta 9859.
1787, contact Atlanta parking.
It's quite populated out here.
Departure for 1787.
So 1787.
A uranium enrichment site. Now, like I could see how a nuclear reactor, of course, has the danger if something went wrong to create some crazy problems. But an enrichment site, like the nature and the stage that those materials are in, is it also highly dangerous, or is it like much more stable? I'm curious, right? Because you see like how it's not too far away from such a populated area, which I'm sure it's probably a pretty good source of jobs there. I don't know how many people work at a place like that. So our river's going up this way and then squiggling along that way. And I think we're following that. Let's double check. So we're like passing Oak Ridge, Knoxville is what we're seeing. I mean, it's right by Knoxville, Tennessee. And it kind of comes up and around. So we're sort of passing that, but we'll see this highway. You can follow that as well. And at the highway, we'll turn. Whoa. About a heading of 006.
Just confirm, did you say turn 5 left for Delta 956?
Sir, I did 5 left and then cancel departure.
Okay, 5 left and then go to departure 956. Overnight.
It's like a centrifuge or something.
2138?
Yes, sir.
with the main facility at the Manhattan Project. Interesting.
Got a 2138
Wow. Yeah.
Fly heading 290.
Yeah, we got to fly over it virtually, but still,
Delta,
gotta love photo scenery.
clear for takeoff, 26 left, 290.
Increasing our awareness and knowledge of what's out there. Alright, so here's the highway that we're going to cross and then turn. I think that's the main highway that I was thinking about. Let's take another spin around, check out Knoxville.
1062, 25 degrees left. 1062, contact Atlanta departure, have a good night.
Cool.
1386, Atlanta Tower, 1126 left on from west.
Yeah, it's totally true. Like, the default texture is just color-wise, and, you know, the different cool colors, and you see some grass, and you see some fields, and, yeah, they're nice and sharp and all, but they don't represent, you know, what's out there, really. It's a generic representation, which is fine starting off, but once you get addicted to photo scenery, it's like, oh boy, this is what we're gonna start building the tiles. All right, so what was that heading we were gonna do? It was 00, you know, about north basically. Just gonna turn and follow that road.
Atlanta Tower, 1126 left on right. 2138, connect Atlanta departure.
38, go departure, good day.
Okay.
Kind of wish we were closer to those mountains when I flew this way, but it was cool seeing that other stuff. Got a good dose of mountains earlier. Alright, so let's see. So here's our, I went to go point at the monitor. Here's the road that we're following. And then we have the river out here. Out that way. And the general plan is we're kind of coming up this way, seeing these bodies of water, and then somehow I'm like, alright, head 040. So let's see. On the Cincinnati chart. Ah, yes. So the idea is that to turn toward these, follow the Powell River, which then should be, now that is like meandering central right there. Look at that. It's like hardcore meandering right there. This region is Bing. Yep. Yeah, Bing hits a home run out here.
2239 is ready, 26 left. We're ready for 2239.
Earlier in the flight, average camera, I don't know how long you've been watching for, but we were over an area further east of here that was just a crazy fall foliage look.
2239.
But as we continue, essentially northeastward, right? Let's see. Yeah, northeastward. I think we're gonna fly back into areas that might have that fall foliage look once again. So it's gonna look really nice. Let's see, yeah, Tri-Cities right over here. It's gonna get colorful again. It should. All right, so yeah, we're gonna fly between these two bodies of water. I think we might be a little bit late on that turn. Yeah, so let's go ahead and turn to a heading of about 05060. Oops, wrong button. Nice. Nice 3D lighting there.
2239, can I talk?
Front of our jump 2239, can I?
What do you got? What do you want to post a link to? I don't mind.
Officer, you want runway 28 and import 6.
What's it on runway 28? What are you fucking doing?
1753. That's on a tower at the middle market, fighting 285, final making 100,000, 36 left of freedom.
Alright, little marker 285.
Those hills look cool out there.
1-5,000.
1653, making 10,000.
Yeah, you go gamer, go ahead. You won't get kicked. I don't have a bot yet. Just been slacking on the botness. Yeah, sure. Here, let me look. You're looking like, you mean the different color? The way it's different colors? Like it's kind of bland in the middle, but it's sort of richer green elsewhere? Is it a Bing source? What's the source? So I do find quite oftentimes Bing will, in a more populated area, provide a richer, more colorful, like a city. A lot of this is in the Midwest too. You fly over a city and it will be more detailed, better color, and then you go outside of it and it looks a little bit more bland. So yeah, unfortunately that happens. Yep, exactly. Try a different source. Yeah. Where is the location? That's my time on. Okay, we gotta switch tanks. Going over to the left tank. I had 30 seconds left. I was about to go outside view. I was like, let me check the tanks first. Yeah, and that pretty much goes with all sources. You find that Google is the worst variances? That's interesting. Depends on where, though, right? Like, I find that on the West Coast, Bing has so many different colors going on. And Google last year had a lot of consistency on the West Coast in some areas, and Bing was like all over the place. Now Google recently has been updating that area. See, now we're starting to see some more color in the hills out here. Here we got our meandering river going on. Check out all the boats in there. Locations Arkansas, gotcha. Oh, yeah, I haven't done anything overseas. What? Although you live over... Are you in the United States, or... I think we're following this. So let me go ahead and take us that way. Let me double check. So yeah, it was this river that was up here, not down here. This kind of just fades out. Cool. The next airport along the river will be Lee County. So once we see that, we'll know that we're by Lee County. Awesome. I'll get us over it a little bit more. Enjoy the view of it. Kind of do this. Enjoy the mountains over there. The river down below. And the airplane. Okay, gotcha. What time is it over there?
Tower Delta 1290 will be ready at 2.
Savage Gamer, what I've been doing lately is I use Google Earth, like the actual application. And then I use Bing .maps website. And let's say I'm questioning like what source might look better. I'll zoom in on both. You can't do like the zoomed out view because it's a generic texture. You got to kind of zoom in. And you can basically see like what their zoom level 17, 18, like when you get close to the ground, how good it looks. And then you could judge like, you know, what you want to use. So here's our river. What are these? Wind turbines maybe? It's coming around here. It's gonna get hard to see. Looks like it's weaving in and out around there, I think. Now, it looks like we might be losing some of the actual, you know, overlay here. This is a straight up photo. Well, it looks like it picks back up on this side. Maybe. Can't tell. Oh no, those aren't wind turbines. They're just the way the struts on the railroad track bridge was. There's a train going along here. It's sort of sliding across my pixels. Yeah, look at the mountain. That looks so cool. Yeah, so this is straight up just photo.
January express 8715 at Atlanta Tower.
So it's not as pronounced as it was
250.
with like X-plane water drawing in.
7 right. Takeoff.
Although if I just use X-plane,
Marker, flight heading 250, on maintain 10,000, 7, right, clear takeoff, 15.
water, this probably wouldn't be drawing in either, since that overlay's not drawing in. I don't know. Hey Rod, what's going on, man? Where are we flying? We're over, I'm going to show you in a minute. We're flying for a good amount of time. We started off, so the flight that I did out, so we're like Tennessee area. But basically where I landed last time on my Blue Ridge Smoky Mountain flight, we took off from there. We headed like south, west and then southwest around the mountains again. And now we are in Tennessee and now we're heading back up. So the Allegheny Mountain flight, where I ran low on fuel and landed, that's like somewhere up over here. So we're kind of heading back up, but yet it's going to be on the other side of it, you know, coming up these hills. So yeah, here's our river. I think it's kind of coming up here and straightening out. Or it might be going over there actually, never mind. So it's going around here. There. Let me just turn that way, because I know since it's not really glistening or anything like that, I'm going to lose sight of it. Let's check the chart. Okay. That's okay. Let's hope that reloads. Yes. So we're following this thing. This heading should be 071 at 1 point.
10,000, 26 left, clear for takeoff, up 24, 42.
Oops, I don't want to do that. I want to be back here and then there. Okay, so we're doing 070. It is cool how the tops of the mountains are just like more foliage than down low. Unless it's dry. Maybe it's...
January express 8715.
No, I don't think it'd be because it's dry. Because the prevailing westerlies should be wringing out the moisture and dropping it on. It's not, they're not that big anyway, but I don't know. It's going along here. I'm just going to sort of turn about 075, 080 for now. It's kind of cool just sort of sliding along here. Although, since that river is really kind of hard to see and not really staying out, we could cruise along this ridge, enjoy it a little bit closer, take it all the way along this road. And this would be kind of interesting, right? Fly like between this rise in terrain and Appalachia, and then just follow it down there. Yeah, why not? And then that'll like drop us down over here. And then there's more high terrain up here. Oh, cool. What are you doing out there?
2442, contact Atlanta departure on the right turn.
Departure Delta 2442, y'all have a good night.
We're heading 060 at the moment. Direct track is 068. So we have a wind out of the north. You should see. Well, not a big crab, but it's there a little bit. Yeah, it's definitely there. Let's go another 5 degrees. I've been to Mississippi a long time ago. Time ago, like in, well, it was like 99, 2000, somewhere around there. Nice. Yeah, we gotta go outside, enjoy that. It just looks insanely cool. Sierra Sonars and Pilot Association. Oh, nice. You should tell Max about it. Maybe he'll fly his plane down there. You guys can meet up. Wow, this is insanely cool. That is looking good. Oh, wow, Ernie. Yeah, I don't know if you were in the stream earlier when I was saying there was this one road that we flew out over. Here's an airport over here. I think this is the one I was saying before. And when we saw that airport, we would be over... that is Lee County, I believe. Ow, my shoulder's hurting. Yeah, we came out over this one road that, as we were coming out of the mountains, Ernie, and it, like the elevation was dropping off, and the road kind of curved around and descended into the lower elevation. I was like, oh, that'd be so cool, like just cruising along in a car or a motorcycle. Now, was your Porsche, did it happen to be a convertible by any chance? Because that would also be extra cool. This needs a little swing around here. Spinorama. I think we lost our ATC again. I'll re-engage that in a minute. Who asked before about the... Average game round, if you're still with us. Oh, we still have ATC. See how it's sharp here? And down over here it's a little dull? So there's like an area photograph, same thing. Just little variations. Not as drastic as what you were showing us, but it just happens. I'm working on it. Average, yeah, I'm getting there. Well, what's crazy is I have like more of it in G2 XPL, but I've been also, wow, that looks freaking cool. Working over to Ortho 4XP, so it's kind of like doing both. I have the majority. I have like the areas that I really fly in a lot done though. I have the whole West Coast for Pilot Edge, and then I've been doing a chunk of flying out here lately, off network. Enjoying this. Thanks, Rod. 4 minutes and 16 seconds. Yeah, in fact, the last time I switched, I just happened to go in the cockpit for check something else, and then I looked and I was like, oh, 30 seconds to go, might as well switch it. Oh, what? You got the Baron. I just read up a little bit. That's cool. Yeah, well, that's the best thing to do. Great gamer. Just build up the areas that you're going to fly in first. And then what you can do is, let's say you're like, oh, I'm going to fly from Denver to Chicago. So just build like a channel, you know, like the air, like right under the airways that you would fly under. So like a path like 3 tiles wide, you know, all the way over there. Look at the departure procedures, the arrival procedures if you're going to use those. Because sometimes they don't take you straight out. They might take you to the north for a while or south and then turn you. So sort of follow that path. And then you'll have like all these pathways of airports that you fly to and from. And then after a while you start filling in the holes if you choose to. It must be so cool just cruising down this road and seeing these hills. They're not huge mountains, but still. First time I saw mountains, I was in like Pennsylvania. My dad had gotten. Oh, come on! We don't need that. Don't spoil our fun. All right, it's sort of dialing back a little bit. That's good. I don't mind like a little haze in the valleys. That's kind of neat looking, you know. But anyway, my dad had gotten a job. It was like 8. He'd gotten a new job. We went to go and look for houses in Pennsylvania, and it was total boonies. But it was the first time I saw mountains, and they're, you know, not huge mountains. They're like, what, 3,000 feet? But I was in, you know, I'm from Michigan. That's where I was born, at least. And, you know, it was totally flat out there where I was. Yeah, I agree, gamer. Yeah, exactly. If you don't intend to. The only problem, like when you do group flying, that's where it comes in. So like sometimes, you know, you're like, well, I'm going to just fly these areas. That's what I've built up, right? And then you want to do a group flight with some people, and they're like, oh, we're going here. And you're like, I don't have photo for over there. That happened to me. And I was like, I don't want to go. Which is probably kind of lame, but whatever. I ended up like doing a different flight. And then I started building that area. Alright, now I gotta figure out like when's our next turn, right? We said that. So we did this, I think. And then we ended up in this.
2425 at the minimum mark for flight heading 280,
So I think we're like in
10,000,
here.
runway 26 left of takeoff.
Field timer's going off.
Heading 280 at the middle marker, climbing 10,000.
So I gotta keep an eye for this highway. We're gonna try and follow this highway. Ooh, Lonesome Pine. Who was asking recently? Are you in the area of the Lonesome Pine? And I was like, I don't know if that's out here. And I am. So this is a populated area. There he is, J-Snap. He was the one yeah, you and John, right? You went to like Chicago that one time, and I was like, oh, I don't have a photo there. I think it was like a Master of John Fly thing, or I don't know, whatever. Either way, I wasn't going. So I didn't have the scenery there. Group flight to Iceland. Yeah, you gotta start distributing that, right? Look at this, like, hilltop. It's like total flat. I wonder how big these buildings are and what they actually are. Alright. Alright, so we're going through. So I think, like, we're in here. This must be Big Cherry Reservoir. I don't even see a reservoir anywhere around here. Oh, it's right here. And then Big Stone Gap. Okay. And then after that's Norton and something. So anyway, I don't see the reservoir. Man, hold on. I'm gonna get outside and look at that though. So the reservoir is here, I think. I think that's the reservoir up on top of the hill. But I can't be sure yet. But we do have to have a look at this.
Delta 464,
Get a
clear
little
to Bravo.
further away from the airplane so it doesn't
Alrighty, have a good night. Thanks.
take up the whole view here.
2425, we're switching to
So this might be the town of Big Stone Gap. I bailed. I'm a bastard. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, bastard. Yeah, so there's a reservoir. It's got to be an advantage having that reservoir on top of the hill. You just got to push it over the edge, and all of a sudden the water pressure just sort of supplies everybody down below, right? It's like a big giant water tower. Fall foliage. Yeah, doesn't it? Mountaintop removal strip mining. Is that what this is? Right out here? I feel like I've heard of that, but I don't remember like exactly what that is. Like what are they mining for? And I'm sure that there's like an argument against it, for it. Wow. Yeah, exactly, right, Tatterin? It's just like totally scraped down to the totally pillaged. Quite a contrast from what we're seeing over here.
Jump 1061 inside of depot.
There's 1061 Atlanta Tower. The wind is calm. Runway 27 left for the land.
Clear land, 7 left, Delta 1061.
Alright, so the road... I see an airport out over here. Hey Max, what's going on? Yeah, I would imagine if they'd scraped it down that low. Oof. Just checking out some of those videos, Max. That was really cool. I watched the landing into not the final destination. Where was it? Was it Charleston?
Alright, go takeoff, 26 left. At the middle marker, 280 on the heading 10,000, Delta 2115.
Alright, so we've come out of here. We're following the road down this way. Yeah, so we're just going to keep following it. So basically, we do that. No, I don't want to do that. I want something like that. Alright, so I make 140. Well, there, let's see what that air. So our road is going over that way. Let me just turn a little bit so I don't lose it. Because once you get over like 1 or 2 hilltops away, it's gone, it's gone. It's like, oh no. Oh, nice. Yeah, I was watching when Britt was flying the plane too. Maybe a little two-minute segment, or do you have like longer segments on there? So I think we had maybe just seen. Was that Lonesome Pine we passed? Ooh. Now I wonder if that's like strip mining right there too. I don't know. It's kind of distorted from photo wrapping on the air.
Short at 26 left.
Got a 1061 at taxiway Tango. Cross runway 27 right. Join Lima to the right. Stay with me while you taxi.
Okay, cross 27 right at Tango and Lima to the ramp, Delta 10.
There's 2556 Atlanta Tower. At the middle marker, fighting 280. Primary maintain 10,000.
Oh, Palm Beach, nice.
80 at the marker, 10,000. Clear for takeoff, 26 left, Delta 2556.
Alright, so we're following this road. And what is our heading? Yeah, turning about 120 now, so it's pretty much the plan, right?
So far to the 2115.
This color, sure, cool, except where it's been stripped. We got some more rolling terrain out in front of us. It's gonna look nice when we get there. Basically what we're doing is we're now following this, right? So about these are like 140, and then this is 4,200 foot mountain, standing out pretty much from everything else. This is 3110. These are 4,500 further out, but I think that those might be those 4,000 foot peaks along the ridge there. Maybe we'll find out. Yeah, look at that.
2556, contact departure.
Thanks.
Palm Beach depart. PBI Palm Beach, right? Oh, nice. I've never been to Oshkosh. Dude, the way you yell Torb is so funny when you're just like, Torb! I always laugh. It's like a reflex now. You were shutting down your stream the other day, and you saw my name on there. It just came right out. It was great. I'm surprised my dogs didn't start barking when I just did that. Alright, so yeah, what are we, 150? Just as planned, it was about 140. Following these roads. And then we're gonna hang a left. So you got that nice formation there.
2557 outside AJ.
2557, Atlanta Tower to Winter Tower. I'm with you track for one.
26 track clear to land on 2557.
Yeah, it's like it's just natural. So wait, are we gonna go on this side of it or on the other side? What did I have planned? I guess we're gonna be chilling on this side, following this road right along these hills. And now. It's like all the terrain just sort of like piled up and just wrinkled up along here. That's good. Make that turn. Looks like about 080 around there. Looks like another reservoir on top of the mountain. Whiskey Sim, what's going on, buddy? How you doing, man? Happy Saturday night to you. Or maybe technically Sunday morning, depending on where you are.
Tower Delta 84 Heavy, we'll be ready to end.
Delta 84 Heavy, Atlanta Tower, Roger, from the Lima Towers, departure point. At the middle marker, flight 250, on maintain 10,000, runway 27 right, for takeoff.
Lima Charlie.
Survival School. How long did they send you guys to that for?
The middle marker, climb and maintain 10,000. Delta 84 Heavy.
Let's see what that is, if it's acknowledged. So what we're, that little body of water we're seeing is that little piece right there. I was going to call it this, but I don't think we're that far yet. I think it's that. I do believe it might be that. So cool how the sectional charts are just so detailed that way, you know?
28, 57, taxi to Victor Loop.
Little Aspen work. Good for you, man. Yeah, it's good to have the night off, right? Gotta decompress. Don't want to get too burned out.
Delta 906 Atlantic Tower. At the
So when
middle
you're not
marker.
doing scenery and you do some flying, Whiskey, what do you like to do? GA, airliners,
Runway 26 left.
50-50, 60-40 split?
280, climb to 10,000, 26 left, clear for takeoff, Delta 906.
Or have you gone full GPB and become like, I only fly the airplane to test scenery? Business jet guy, cool. Oh, nice, yeah, just do like a little short hop. Nice. Yeah, look at these. Just one after another. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Way cool. Alright, so here's our road, kind of cruising on that way.
Delta 2048 at the middle marker. Fly heading 280.
So there should be another body of water in the hills somewhere. A bigger one. Coming up pretty soon.
Middle marker heading 280, 10,000.
Yeah, right here. Whether or not we're going to see it, I don't know. But we're following this road. And then we'll see Tazewell. Dude, don't tase me, man. Wait, don't tase me, bro. That's like the best line ever from a guy about to get tased. So there's our highway. Little development right there. So I'm going to take a guess that might be... I was about to say, oh, maybe that's the town, but that's actually just the degree symbol for 82 degrees. Oh, that was stupid. I don't know, did we pass Tazewell? I feel like we've been flying for a while. Sometimes you just... You know, you lose sort of track... it's hard to gauge time when you're trying to find your way, you know? It happens in a car. I don't know if you've ever experienced that. Like, driving in a car, you're a little lost. It's a little bit harder these days with GPS, right? But there's another reservoir, so... But, yeah, and then all of a sudden it's like, wait a minute. Kind of lost track, not lost track of time, but I guess you could say it's losing track of time. your ability to judge time when you're concentrating on finding something. You're not sure where it is. Alright, so that reservoir is over there. And that is this. It didn't give it a name. And we're just going to keep on going. And then there's going to be a turn we're going to make. Let's go ahead and switch our tanks. I hope that YouTube lets me edit the video.
Okay, 26 left for clear for takeoff to the middle marker rating 280 up to 10,000, Delta 25.
I guess YouTube used to have a 3-hour limit, so like YouTube lets you split clips. So that's what I used to trim, trimming the video, like trim the edges on the front side and back side. Because usually I have like that little, you know, I don't have a timer like stream starting soon, but just kind of have like a scene showing for like a good 10 minutes or so. And I usually try to trim that out on the YouTube video. So here's the turn going up this way and around. And we're just going to keep sort of cruising on down this way for now. Enjoying the view. Might as well get outside. But anyway, I had done a really long, like, the total time of the video was 7 hours. And the only reason why it was 7 hours, it was really a 5.5 hours of flying. But I accidentally didn't shut off the recording. Like I went and hosted somebody, but OBS kept recording. So it was like 7 hours. I was like, alright, no problem, I'll trim it. It wouldn't give me the trim function. Turns out that there's a maximum length. It used to be only 3 hours. It's increased since then, though. I've trimmed longer videos. But I don't know what the maximum length is now. A little hazier than it was earlier. That makes sense, though, because really it's about, what, midnight? So the fact that we even have this much visibility this time of night, even though we have it set to day, is pretty good, because there's usually a higher humidity with the temperature coming down at night. There's a nice meandering river coming down here. It's like past peak on that hill. Okay, so they're East Coast time also.
$25.95, Phoenix departure.
Okay, so our road is out over here, running parallel with us.
280 heading at the middle marker now.
But we're just chilling out, enjoying the scenery over here. And what we're gonna do is come on back here. So the road had turned, but then continued parallel. So we're like in this section here, we're kind of following these hills. I guess the road's going to come back in at us and then way back out. We'll just sort of chill between here, all the way up here to, I think that says Rich Creek. Yeah. Cool. And then there will be a nice big fat river there again.
At Charlie Cross 26 right.
We'll follow that up.
Cross 26 right, Alpha, turn around 17.
And I don't think our destination is too much further after that. You know, that's like a really sharp photo right there. That's the other thing too. Sometimes you'll see like clarity vary pretty rapidly within a tile.
6322, taxi via Bravo Victor.
Not so much the color change, but the contrast.
Hey, Bravo Victor, .9er, you said for Air Shuttle 6322.
Affirmative.
Yeah, it's late. I was actually thinking about landing at one point, but I don't think I'm that far away. But yeah, it might still be a little while longer. So, Greg, thanks for hanging out as usual. Looks like some more strip mining going on out there.
2384, Atlanta Tower at the middle marker by heading at 280, final maintain 10,000, 126 left for takeoff.
At the middle marker 280 on the heading, turn to takeoff 260. Alpha 2384.
Nice. Whoops, wrong button. Try that again in a second. Actually, let me try it the other way. I'm playing around with the flybys. Alright, so we're following this smaller road through here.
550, Atlanta Tower at the middle marker.
Our big road went that way. Big road, highway, whatever you want to call it.
126 left for takeoff.
Middle marker.
And then we're going to get to a point further up where the highway kind of comes straight across, but then we should see a pretty big river. And then we'll take that toward our destination.
2384, contact departure.
2384.
Sixteen 67's ready.
Roger.
What? You have a great night, man. Or a good day. 'Cause I believe you are a totally different time zone. We'll see you next time. Thanks for hanging.
$15.57 at the middle marker, flight 280, final maintain, 10,000, 126 left for takeoff.
The grass looks like nice and
Marker, climbing at 10,000, 26 left, clear for takeoff.
just so
Delta,
perfect right in the middle of those hills. Like this totally like elevated bowl of grass, like, surrounded by just that mountain. I would say personally, I always like to catch the attention of P3D and Microsoft Flight Simulator folks. You know, just sort of sharing like, hey, this is X-Plane. Normally, though, I put in the title X-Plane. So, like, I normally would read X-Plane or X-Plane 10, rivers, roads, and mountains. But then, you know, it also turned out that you start getting more people like catching a stream. There's not a lot of people necessarily follow. I think that number's changing, but don't always follow the X-Plane genre. But I'm not really a numbers followers person, you know. So I don't really care so much about that.
Brian, I'm in here 10,000, takeoff 26 left, Delta 749.
So check out that tower right there. Let's see how big that is. If we can find it. Well, actually, we'll check it out as we go by, and then we'll there's another one up here, I think. It's cool though. It's got like red lights on the mast, fading in and out.
Go to 1667, connect parking.
So. Do you want to 6550 over parking?
86550, yes sir, contact departure.
Parking.
There's an airport out there. The only reason why I actually looked for that airport is the way this cliff dropped off and it was flattened. If I had runway files contours, it would have like blended with the hill. As soon as this tower here, looks like another mast over there. I wonder if this is the road. Maybe that's the river. I'm not sure yet. Florida Panhandle.
Fly heading 280, final maintain 10,000, runway 26 left for takeoff.
Fly maintain
No,
10,000.
it's
We're
not
clear
the
for takeoff.
intersection yet, I don't think.
Delta 1224.
Wow, look at that. We got, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then off in the haze.
1749, connect parking.
Oops.
Good night.
Right clicked. Oh yeah, maybe this is our turn. Let's look. Let's have a look, guys. Oops, wrong button. Yeah, this must be it, because look at this. You have highway coming down this way, then it suddenly like turns, comes down here. I think this might be it. So if there's like a decent sized river, we're gonna then start going up that way. What if there's a tunnel here? So, yeah, there's a tunnel. That's awesome. Right, so here's the highway. And then there's a tunnel right there. I saw that in another area like this, further north and east. Although, I don't know if that's our turn, no. I don't see that big river that I was looking for. There's water there. I don't think that's it. No, hold on. Check one more time. Dude, is that cool or what? You gotta look at that.
1224, connect one. 1224, connect one. 2112 Atlanta.
What's
Tower,
up, Huss?
fly heading 280, climb and maintain 1.
I don't know how exactly I say the name, but how are you? Okay, so we had the tunnel. But I think the turn is up there. You see the break in the mountain? Pretty sure that's it right there. Either way, worst thing that'll happen is I'll just make it turn and head straight up, because it won't be a big detour if I'm wrong. Yes, this is Ortho 4XP imagery, yes. Now this is, I'll show you where we are. Yeah, this is the tunnel that we just passed. So we're coming up to here. So we are in the area of, let's see what state we're in. I can just right click on this airport, and we're in West Virginia.
Tower Delta
2478 Atlanta Tower, at the middle marker, fly heading 280, climb and maintain 10,000. Runway 26 left for takeoff.
At the middle marker, 280 on the heading up to 10,000.
Okay. And this source that you're seeing out here in West Virginia is Bing. Bing source. Let me turn over that way. Alright, so the highway's coming along here. Coming through this break. You can see the river going up that way. So we're going to make a turn there. Yeah. I wonder how long it takes to build a tunnel like that. Or at least back when they built it compared to how long it takes today. I don't know if it's faster now or not. Yes, you can do that. That's exactly what I do. I have all my photo scenery in a separate drive and then just use shortcuts, yes.
2007 ready.
In fact, you can even shortcut your custom scenery folder. So you can put them all in one folder and do that as well. I think that'll work. Or you could individually shortcut them into the scenery folder on your drive, on your main drive, so. Yep.
Atlanta Tower at the middle marker, flight 280, climb maintain 10,000. Runway 26 left for takeoff.
I'm 10,000, clear for takeoff, 265 Delta 2000.
I hope the visibility doesn't tank out on us before we get there.
2478, contact departure.
Ooh, that was like a little pause there. I was like, oh no. Alright, so we'll begin the turn now. Actually, maybe we're already over here. We'll just make the turn as we go around. Kind of like just point our wing down here. Oh yeah, for sure. And you're using Ortho 4XP, so what's great is that you can do the batch building. So a lot of people will actually just rattle off like 30 tiles while they're sleeping. Oh, batch build. Okay, so what you do is you set up how you want the tile to be built in the regular screen, right? So you choose like your mask width, your, hold on, let me just look at the other screen. Well, the height, did you download files and put them in height folders, in the height folder data, or are you letting it download it by itself? Because it'll do it all, if you're using version 1.20, it'll do it all for you. So I'll wait for that answer before I continue. Oh nice, the visibility just improved as we're heading up that way. Beautiful. Yeah, alright, well, unless you're using some special source that has higher resolution that you've been intentionally downloading, you don't have to do that. You can, it'll even give a message like, you know, doesn't have that data, therefore I'm downloading it for you. But yeah, it'll do all that. It's great. Hey, Butters. So basically what you do is you set, like, you know, your source, your zoom level, your build base mesh, right? The you know, it comes as default is 3. You could leave it that way if you want for now. Okay. Your mask width and your ratio water, you can leave like all that alone. On the very top it says Earth Tile Map. So when you click on that, it'll bring up a map, and then to drag it around, you right click and hold. And then anywhere like you double click, it'll select that tile, right? If you shift click, it'll highlight it. So you can shift click a whole bunch of tiles, and then you go on the lower left, it says batch build. Alright, but what you want to do, there's 2 boxes that you want to make sure you have clicked off, or, you know, highlighted. And that is build masks and build overlays, right? So just make sure that you, yeah, so you just click on build masks and build overlays. And then it will build them. Yep, that's fine. Yeah, so you have all that preset. Okay. And then it will just start building those tiles. Just try like 2 tiles. That way you don't build like 5 of them or 10 of them, and then all of a sudden it's like, wait a minute, it missteps, you know? And then when you switch back to the main window, you'll even see it go step 1, now doing step 2, step 3, right? And then it will do the independent step of building overlays. And then it will start over again. So you just want to make sure that works. And yeah. And then once you've confirmed that that's how you want it done, you can then select a whole bunch of them. And it's kind of hazy up here, but we are following our river. So what's happening is we've made this turn up this way. And we're just sort of shooting our way up. Let's see, 13, 24, 35. So we got like another 60 miles to go. Oof. I want to say it should go quick, but at the same time, I've been flying for a while. This was a total, yeah, sure, man. Anything I can do to help. I'm not an expert, but I'm learning a lot.
280 at the middle marker.
This flight was 520 miles.
Takeoff 26 left, Delta 2359.
Let's see, my ground speed was 160, right? Approximately. Well, that was my true airspeed, I should say. So, it estimated 3 hours and 18 minutes. I think it's been longer than that. Plus Fadden, thanks man, thanks for following. Now Butters, when you say what controls do I use? Oh, you mean like for the sim flying the plane? I'm using the the flight the SATEC. I'm thinking about flight SATEC because one of our friends used to use that name. But anyway, SATEC X52 Pro. I like them. I had a set years and years ago, and I had broken it. It wasn't because the controls broke. It just basically did something stupid, and the stick snapped right off the base. But anyway, and then I was using a SATEC Aviator joystick. Butters, thanks for following that. So I used that for a while, and I liked it actually. It wasn't a bad stick for the money. But then I decided, you know what? Let me go. You know, it had a good amount of buttons. It had like 12, 10 functions I could program in there. Like I said, it was not terribly expensive. It looked kind of cool. Had the 2 throttle levers. But then I went and bought another X52 Pro, and like it just has a more precise rudder, twist grip rudder. Stick overall. It has a low tension spring, so it's a pretty soft action on the stick. Some people like a more of a resistance to it. Personally, I don't. So check that out. Check that out. Look at that. Some kind of dam. Something going on here. I don't know what that's. If it's just a regular dam or if it does other things, but it's pretty cool. I still find it hard to configure with my mouse and key. Oh, well, okay. Can you use mouse and keyboard though? Now wait, are you asking me like just to fly? Okay. You can fly the sim with just a mouse and keyboard. So when you don't have a stick attached, you probably already know if you've tried it. You click on the center of the screen and a box pops up with a plus in the middle of it. And then during the time that box is up, if you put your mouse right on the plus, that means your stick is neutral. If you pull it below the plus, right, that's like pulling the stick back. You're pitching up, pitching right, left, and right. Oh, yeah, all right, cool. Send him a whisper, Whiskey. You know, now that you say that, I remember you sharing that. And I wish I had remembered that because I would have answered for you. So anyway, so yeah, you can do left and right, and then you can use the keyboard, pitch up, down, left, right, and then you can do function 1 and function 2. The F1 and 2 keys are your throttles. Alright. So what overlays is being used when you do batch? So whatever you have it directed to. If you have it directed to your global scenery folder, where you have the global scenery you've installed with X-Plane 11, then it's going to batch build and get all your road, river, and other data from the data that's in there. Yes. Just cruising on up this river. Yeah, you should have seen it earlier too. Well, you saw some of the really good stuff further south. But yeah, it is really nice even over here. It's a little drier looking over here. Like it looks like the leaves are kind of bare. Maybe it was during winter. Have you played around with the config file? Oh wow, look at that. Look at the total like a canyon up there, man. Butters, yeah. I usually recommend that joystick as a beginner's joystick because it really works well and people use it for years. So the Logitech Extreme 3D Pro, right? Is that the one you're looking at? It's got a wide base. It's heavy enough that it stays on your desk. So it's got a really nice stable platform. You know, I would say the only criticism about it is like the little throttle lever is a little small, but that's fine, you know, like to get into simming, you'll be fine, man. Just grab that. It's like $40. It's got a twist grip, so it does your rudders for you. And yeah, it's good. And it looks cool. It's got a cool look to it, you know. Yeah, I used that for years. Alright, Ernie, no problem, buddy. No problem. If you want to see the landing, just catch the VOD. I'm going to be there, and I'm hoping another 10 minutes or so. Look at that. Yeah, it's like sheer drop-off. These cliffs around here. This is pretty damn cool. You can see how the photo quality changed, right? It went from like pretty clear, now it's like lower contrast over here. Alright, so we're heading about 280 now. Let me just double check. I'm still going. Alright, yeah. So 280, 285. We're almost there. We should be. Yeah, we're kind of coming around this way. We're somewhere in this area. Let me bring us in another click. Oh, I'm on World VFR, that's why. There we go. Yeah, I think. See how this drops off like a cliff? I think there's an airport on there.
4636 is joining localizer for 2.
Once I commit to 11, I'm gonna go runway follows contours because this like is like a giveaway that there's an airport there. Alright, so we're 29280. Although the river does turn back that way. And I see a lot of... Well, I think I see population up there. I want to identify that airport. First of all, I want to make sure that's not our destination. I don't see that airport unless... No. Can't be... We should end... Well, yeah, we're going to have to turn 345. Hold on, let's come back in here. Okay, there is no more river there. It's turning underneath us. And we were supposed to turn 345, so a little late, no problem. I'm going to compensate, turn full 360 right there. Heading 360. Oh yeah, no problem. What was I saying? I can't remember exactly, but I was saying basically that the Logitech 3D Pro is definitely a good choice to get into this hobby with, absolutely. So, nothing negative about it, really. I was saying the only criticism is that sometimes people give it is that the lever for the throttle is a little small, but I personally had no problem with it. And so the river's kind of like going around this way, and it looks like you can really see that canyon dug in there. What else? And it's got its twist grip, so you have the rudder capability already, so you don't have to buy rudder pedals. So
At the middle marker, fly heading 280.
Nope.
To 10,000.
Nope. To fly X-plane, no way. Nothing else. It'll be fine just by itself. Then, you know, if you like, all right, this is a great hobby, I'm really into it, you might decide, you know, all right, let me go with like a more elaborate setup. But yeah, you don't need to at all. Okay, so as we fly up this way, we should see some more development along here. Let's see, the weather is 3008, variable at 2. Take your pick. It's all left pattern, Jaeger. Okay, so... And then, wait, let me just have one more look. So the river passes to the south of the airport. Oh, sorry, I keep switching back and forth on you guys. I know that's annoying, that screen switch. 947 feet. So we're going to use a pattern altitude of 1900. Yeah, Butters, no problem, man. It's, the key, yeah, flying with the keyboard and mouse, like when you go to a stick, it's just like, you know, you actually now get to fly the airplane. Using the keyboard and mouse, like using the mouse to try to control the aircraft with that, you know, what we were just talking about. It's, when you're doing that, it's kind of like, oh, cool, yeah, there's an airplane flying, you know. There's an airplane flying on my screen. Whereas now you have a stick connected, and it's like, wow, I'm flying the airplane. I'm flying the airplane. You know, it's just major difference. Alright. So I'm starting to see some development showing up a little bit on the sides.
1110 Atlanta Tower. Double left 863 heavy Atlanta Tower. Are you ready?
Back to heading of about 340.
Double left 863 heavy. The winds are calm. Head to middle marker.
What car do you have now?
50. Climb and maintain 10,000. And runway 27 right to the takeoff.
Okay, Butters. So you got X-Plane 11? Is that the one you got? Or did you buy FSX? Alright, so we have some development here. We have some development here. Just make sure that our airport would really suck to fly by it. 1070, you should be set for a while, man. Nice. What processor do you have? A Radeon, an old Radeon R9. Alright, have you tried it, Huz? Like, have you tried flying it with that? Obviously you have, right? A little more congested. I see some crazy obvious grass strip airport here that's not really at all representative of probably what it is. It's intersecting grass strip runway. The one on Steam, Microsoft Flight, but yeah, you can get X-Plane 11 on Steam too, right? That's why I was confused. Okay, the right tank is fuller. Oh man, I'm now like having that feeling again. Like, all right, I'm looking for something. Now it's like time is slowing down on me. I just don't want to descend yet until I see at least the area that the airport's supposed to be in. If I turn and follow this river like that, I'm going to be heading 300. And that is shaking my confidence a little bit. I mean, I guess, right, if we were here, and then we're going like that, that is 300. Right, so, but then this kind of terrain's going to be like, there's no way an airport would even sit in here. Well, I mean, I like X-Plane better, but I don't want you to feel bad about your purchase. You'll enjoy it.
There. 1110, Tango crossing to the right. You're going into the right.
Cross, turn right into the ramp, Delta left.
Got 813, you ready to go?
Hey, Captain Bill, what's up?
One more.
Okay.
You just ordered a motherboard RAM. That's cool. What the heck's going on? Oh boy, now I'm feeling really lost. I got a river going this way. And a river going out of my wing. Unless I thought I was further north than I really was. And I just got to keep going that way. Oh, wait, hold on. See, now this has, like, development along the edge. Development along the edge. Which is what this was looking like. So maybe what I did was I was going, like, this way. And now it's going to turn back up and go really congested. Alright, I don't know. Give that a shot. I sure as heck hope so. I took it down for now, Rod, because I was not on pilot edge. So I figured, well, there's no flight plan submitted. So it was just taking up space. I should have moved my chat box up, though. But anyway. Alright, let's hope now that I just... This happens to me quite often. I feel like I'm further than I am. And then I'm like, are we there yet? So... let us hope. Yeah, actually... Oh, we're heading to Jaeger. So this is where we're going. We're going right here, Jaeger. So I thought I was already coming up this way. But I think I was, like, here. So I think, like... See how this is, like, showing, like, all these little congested areas right on the river? So I think we're getting there. Because look at that, we got like I wasn't seeing these before, so I'm now a lot more confident that we're just about there. That was like a quarry. I don't know if that's a quarry or if somewhere strip mining. Man, look at this thing. Got a train running along the tracks there. Yeah. Yeah, Charleston, yes. Yeah, let me oop. Sorry, just disengage the autopilot. Okay. Excuse me. Alright, so... Yeah, alright, so let me show you where... So, yeah, following the river... We're basically seeing these. And then this is CRW, Charleston, Class Charlie. Okay, yeah, so we're going to come around this way, we're going to come around that way, we're going to come around that way, and then it should be like right there. I think that's where it is. I'm offline, and yeah, I'm offline, and we're listening to liveatc.net. I do a lot of flying on Pilot Edge when I do ATC. I have never done BATSIM. I don't have anything against BATSIM. I just I went like right into Pilot Edge. Like I did the 2-week free trial. So we're in a slow drifting descent, it appears. But actually I don't mind too much. We have to start descending soon anyway. Ooh, it's getting hazy. Alright, so yeah, so this is looking definitely like a lot more developed over here. Right? And that looks like it might be an airport, maybe? Might be looking right down the runway there. Let's see. There, no, we're not looking down the runway there. Never mind. But you can see how the city of Charleston, right, is basically like on both sides of the river. And it's on the left side and on the right side up there, so I'm feeling a little better. In fact, let's start getting down officially. So let's go ahead and put this altitude down to 3,500 for now. What the hell am I doing? Start swallowing, guys. Pop your ears. Setting a little fast at 500 feet per minute. I'll just follow the river because we gotta lose some altitude anyway.
Right.
Yeah, this is X-Plane 10, Butters. And then X-Plane 11 has even better lighting than this. Although this is with add-ons, so, you know, I have photo scenery and all that stuff, which is free. You can, you know, we were just talking about that before. Yeah, that look to me, it looks like a runway and a tower. But maybe that's just some kind of taxiways. I don't know. Yeah, let's keep this going down to 1900. And see the okay, we're gonna land on 2-3. Let's just go ahead and I'm gonna align this course just so that it reads on 230. Just to give us a good visual. I can see the tower. And we're going to set the runways over here. Sorry about this bad camera angle here. Yep, there's the city. Oops. Get that mixture a little bit more rich. That airport elevation was 700, right? 894, 900. Okay, so we'll call that 900. Power a little bit more. Just click off this autopilot. Normally, of course, we'd be setting our frequency. We would have been getting permission to land, or if it was after hours. I don't know if it is this full time. Yeah, it looks like a full-time tower. Yeah, there is multiplayer and a lot of online. We do a lot of online stuff. ATC, Pilot Edge, VATSIM, IVAO. There's also another one. I forgot what it's called. Yeah, we basically just ended up right at an altitude. We're making our position reports now, but I'm just kind of lazy tonight. Alright, we're beaming the touchdown point. Put my landing gear down. Keep it about 105. Best glide speed in this airplane. Yeah, Charles full time. Okay. Alright, looks good. Returning base. I could put this as like a 90-degree mark. It's right about there if I wanted to. Did a nice hill there. Okay, let's go one notch in flaps. We'll let it go 90 knots. And we'll turn final.
940. Left turn. Hold short runway 26 left, Bravo 4.
We're going to overshoot a little bit.
Outside, I got one more that needs to leave, and then I'll let you know.
Alright, copy that. Got him inside. Thank you.
Okay, landing flaps coming in.
9940. Bravo 4. Cross runway 26 left. And,
Get about 80 knots.
Okay, class 26 left is Bravo 4, into the ramp for Delta 9940.
It's a little bit high on that Pappy. Okay, one. There's our 2 reds, 2 whites. Start rounding it out to 70 there.
Or just to confirm for 9940, we're going into ramp 2.
Alright, 79940, didn't know that, so it was ramp 3. Go ahead and cross the runway and join Echo to ramp number 2. Have a good day.
Go ramp 2, Delta 9940, good night.
Ballooning a little bit.
1630, Atlanta Tower.
Go ahead for 1630.
1630, the winds are calm, and at the middle marker, fly heading 280, climb maintain 10,000, runway 26 left of takeoff.
Quick, 26 left, clear for takeoff, 280 on the heading, up to 10,000, Delta 1630.
Go to 2095, Panic Plus.
Night, Delta 2095.
There, let's come to a full stop here for a moment. Thanks, Walkman. Okay, let's pull our flaps coming up. Straps landing. Alright, looking good there. Of course, get permission from ground, let them know where we are. We're on Delta and Alpha, blah, blah, blah. And we're just going to head over to that big open looking hangar space over there. Hey, what's up, Ripper? Let's go check out this cool looking tower over here. How do the windsocks work? I don't know. Did we see one? I didn't even notice it. Ripper Air, thanks for following, buddy. We'll watch the replay on the landing. Floated a little bit, but it's relatively smooth. It's a pretty cool looking tower. Does the real one look like that, or is this one of the X-Plane generic towers?